Hello, everyone, and welcome to ReelTok episode 82. No Cam today, as I believe he is headed for a cruise right now. So we hope he is having a great time sailing the seven seas right now. But we have a great episode for you all today. We're going to be reviewing Monkey Man and the first Omen, otherwise known as the Red Door double feature. We're also going to be going over the best 30 action films of all time. We're going to do it in kind of a draft format, go over 30, so 10 from each of us. And we're thinking of limiting it to one per franchise, which should make it more interesting. We are going to be limiting it. I also prepared a little mini movie Jeopardy for George and Seth. It's not a full Jeopardy game, but I got 10 total questions in there. I think it should be fun. There's some fun creative stuff I thought about in there. And then we're going to go over, classic movie news, trailers, all that kind of good stuff. But before we get into it, we want to go over our executive producers. So shout out Stefan Johnson, Stefan Niebrek, and Sean Morales. And let's see. I know you guys were having a blast of the banners last week while I was gone. Got to update it a little bit here, but I will bring back the banners. You guys had a great time without me last week, but I'm back.
It was just George type shit all the time.
I feel like a boomer because I don't know what that even means, but
I don't know if anyone knows what it means. Just
we're all chronically online, so I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. But how have we been doing, George? I know you saw Rebel Moon Part 2, and you can't talk about it, but at least you can talk about the event and talk about your week in general. I know you did see Alex and Soups last night as well. So how's your week been overall, George?
Yeah, week's been great. Monkey Man, fantastic release. So I was very happy to catch that. And then Soups flew out to New York, his first time here. And he invited myself, Alex, and do you guys know the Chillin' with Villains podcast? The two guys, they're cool. They were there too. And then one other guy, his name escapes me. I apologize. But yeah, that was cool. So we got to hang out. We went to a bar, got some apps beforehand, had a couple of drinks, and then we went to the movie. Zack Snyder and the cast was there. Fun little Q&A. I can't talk about the movie because of the embargo. I'll leave it there.
Great. Embargo.
But yeah.
Oh wait, this movie comes out April 19th. I thought,
it comes out soon.
Because I think everyone had the same reaction when you tweeted saying you're at the premiere or whatever. Like, oh, Rebel Moon Part 2 already, and it's like, it's like 2 weeks away. I thought,
I was surprised.
What a weird franchise that has literally zero hype.
Yeah, no hype. I don't even know what to say without giving a formal review, but I've forgotten about Part 2 already. I don't know what happens. I've already lost the plot. Right. But yeah, it was a movie for sure. Other than that, the week was good. I'm back at the gym type shit. See, I don't know how you don't have more fun with this.
I don't know. Well, you have so many banners saved on here last week from your little excursion. Like, what are all these?
Well, that's just a fact. But yeah, back at the gym, which is nice. Been taking it slow, obviously, but it's just good to be back. And then other than that, nothing really. Work slow but busy, kind of, boring stuff. And this week coming up, nothing really.
Okay. Yeah. Setherson, how's your week been?
What did you call me?
Setherson.
Wow, it's a cool name. Nothing. Busy work week. Had a few presentations I had to do. Had a bunch of meetings, so that was always fun. Seeing Civil War on Tuesday. There's an early screening. When does that come out? Maybe a week or 2 weeks?
That'll be our next episode. Will be
next weekend, next Friday, maybe.
Yep.
I'm seeing it Monday.
So we'll be talking about that next episode, as well as there's some other movie release coming out this week too. But Civil War week is ahead of us, so get your muskets ready.
So I'm seeing that Tuesday. Shout out Remy and Oscar from the Discord. Seeing it with them. That'll be cool. And then I'm going to see, I don't know if I'm going yet, but I told you guys the Fall Guy event or whatever. Or
Did you decide if you're going?
I kind of want to see Ryan Gosling in the flesh, you know what I mean?
Oh, if he's going to be there, then you have to go.
Yeah, the casting directors there and stuff.
Then yeah, definitely.
I don't know, is it the biggest screen as well in Europe, BFI IMAX? So maybe, I think it might be the case where the event looks good. And also, to be fair, even though I've said many times I'm not looking forward to the film, it has opened up quite well by people who I wouldn't have thought would like it. You know what I mean? From what I've seen as well. So maybe I might like it. I'll probably end up going to that. See if Anna wants to go with me or some shit. that's pretty much it this week. Obviously, watched First Omen yesterday, which I'll talk about. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see. George, you definitely should.
Yeah.
Tyler, maybe you should actually. You're on a bit of a non-horror kick right now, so yeah, maybe you should as well.
I'm planning on seeing it. Like, it's a movie that I wasn't planning on seeing at all, but the reactions are just so great to it that I kind of have to.
It's interesting because I basically yesterday. Sorry, say yours first.
I was gonna say, and from everyone I've talked to that's seen it, they said like, yeah, it's like not the first Omen movie. Well, the first Omen, yes, but you don't. It's like one of those where it's like, if you've seen the other ones, sure, great, like you'll get some references, but like definitely don't need to like see all the other Omens to like understand this.
No, I'd say maybe watch it first, but I think you need to just to kind of get a rough idea. But it's funny because yesterday I was the same as you, where I wasn't even planning. I was planning on watching it, but I was going to wait until it like came on streaming or whatever, or I could rent it on Prime or something. And I booked, On the Waterfront, Marlon Brando on the Waterfront. I booked that for yesterday. They were showing it at my local. I was like, oh, I'll go see that. I haven't seen it before. Don't know why. But then I checked, and I woke up and I checked the reviews for First Omen. And I was like, shit. Like, people are saying this is actually good. Because I was expecting it to be like a, Exorcist believer, that kind of reaction, the usual stuff we get. And people were really excited about it. So I was like, oh, let me go and see it. So I had to cancel that, and I'm really glad I did. And obviously, we'll go over this in the review a bit further down. But yeah, really, really good time. But that's kind of it this week. Just really, really busy up until yesterday, just with work and stuff like that. But other than that, pretty standard.
Yeah, so I was obviously gone last week, and it was the first time ever in ReelTok history I was able to just like listen to the podcast as like a listener. Like especially in the early days, I'd listen to the episodes back anyways, just because like I had a blast with them. But like obviously I was on the episode, so it was my own voice, and I'd known what was going to be talked about. So this is the first time I'd ever get to blindly, like as a fan, listen to a ReelTok episode. And I texted you guys as I was like, we have a good podcast. I was having a great time. I was like, because like going into it, I was like, oh, these topics, like, well, I mean, I love coming of age films, but like Godzilla X Kong, like I still haven't seen it. So I was like, I don't know. I don't really care about this movie, but like I still listened to the whole review, and I was like, I'm still having a great time with this review. Like you and Cam had a great time, fun time with it. Hearing you guys just have a blast talking about like movies you watch, how you've been doing. Like it was just a fun time being a fan listening. So I was like, okay, I can see why. I mean, when we talk about our Patreon review for the week, we can talk about our Discord cult, but yeah, I can see why we kind of built like a little bit of a cult followings, because it's a fun podcast. I had a great time listening. Maybe I have to do it more often and just listen as a fan and then just skip out on episodes.
Yeah, we don't need you anymore. We don't need that.
Yeah, exactly. I like seeing all these new banners that we get each week, but yeah, no, my week was solid. So the reason I was gone, went from straight into a work trip, which was in Boston, to my friend Matt's bachelor party in Denver, which, if you know the geography of America, it was quite the travel back and forth, going from Phoenix to Boston, then Boston to Denver, then Denver to Phoenix, all in a pretty short amount of time. But work trip kind of stunk. I like Boston. I lived there for 4 months when I was 21, when I was having my first internship, but I was there for 3 days, and it was rainy the entire time, cloudy the entire time. I don't think I saw the sun once. So it was a very gloomy 3 days in Boston last week. But Denver was awesome. Technically it was Breckenridge, which is over 10,000 feet of elevation, very high elevation, pretty much about as high as you can kind of get in America. Skiing and snowboarding was the bachelor party. I wasn't able to do that because since I had my work trip, I got there like a day and a half late, and they had a 2-day ski pass. So like by the time I got there, it was like halfway through day 2 of skiing. So it's like, no point of spending the money for the ski pass and renting all that shit for just half a day. So wasn't able to do that, which was kind of a bummer because I haven't snowboarded in like 3 years and I miss it. But yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of snow. I grew up in Minnesota, love snow, but ever since I've been an adult, I haven't been able to see any snow since I've lived in Texas and Arizona. So anytime I can see snow is a huge plus. Had a great time. Bachelor parties are always super exhausting. Had a great time at the casino. We went to the casino for our final day on a Saturday, and I had so when you go to like a casino, you put your money into like slot machines and you get like a little voucher. So like they have to go to like a cashier to redeem. So from earlier in the night, I had like $130 left on a voucher. And then when we were walking back, we were all at this casino, which is in this place called Black Hawk, Colorado. If anyone listening has been there, it's like a mini Las Vegas where it's like a strip of, I don't know, 20 casinos that are all like on a strip of walking distance. So it's a very much smaller than Las Vegas, but it's a ton of casinos. So everyone's kind of spreading out. There's 20 guys. And I was walking back with my buddy Jared at like 12:30 a.m. to our hotel. And I was like, I have $130 left on this voucher. We've been gambling for like 6 hours or whatever. So if I lose it all, that's just kind of like the cost of having fun at the casino. So we're going to put it in a slot machine. We're going to pull out if I get to 500 or, we get to 0, this voucher goes out. Roll up to a slot, literally first spin, hits a jackpot. First jackpot I've ever heard in my life. 1360 was the payout, $1,360. They had to come over and hand pay me. They had to give me like a tax form and shit that I have to like fill out next year, which is kind of a bummer because you have to pay taxes on it.
I don't know how tax works with.
It's like 25%. So we'll be a couple $100 we're going to have to set aside for next tax season for those gambling winnings. But yeah, hit a jackpot on my first spin. Then I was just like, I'm just going to pocket this and we still have $120 left on this voucher. Let's go keep rolling. Hit another jackpot on a different game for 880. So it was a good night. Made like 2,200 on slots. Crazy night of slot winnings. It's one of those things like anyone who's gambled before. I've always been like, oh, blackjack and craps, like those are where you should play because like slots are just a waste of money and like mathematical scam. But I keep doing well on slots, so I don't know. I hate slots, like what they stand for, because I feel like they just are designed to make you lose your money. But I don't know. I suck at blackjack and craps, and slots keep paying me out. So it was a great weekend. I got good money. Came back to Arizona, and then this week been just kind of catching up and getting life back sorted after being on the road for about a week. But yeah, been pretty standard otherwise this week. So we can get into.
Don't be starting gambling now, Tyler. Now you've won.
Yeah, well, so I probably go to a casino like once every like 2 years on average or so. It's usually whenever me and the buddies get together because it's not really something that's fun to go to alone or anything. But yeah, it was a good time. What have we been watching this week? Seth, we'll start with you. What have you been ticking off your watch list or otherwise?
I watched The Matrix. 5-star. Like, loved it so much.
25th anniversary, right?
Yeah, I actually watched it on the 25th. I didn't realize because I hadn't seen it since I would say like 5 years. Same with the sequels. I need to watch them. I haven't seen the most recent one. I know people are like up and down on that one. But I mean, not a hot take. Obviously, I think most people have the original Matrix very, very highly. But I loved it. I thought it was so good. I had a fucking blast. I watched Drive Away Dolls. Didn't really like it. I found market quality really annoying, to be honest. I thought it was like not very funny. I didn't mind the romance sequences, but I thought everything outside of that, like have you guys seen it?
No, not yet.
I have hated it.
Another scene with like Coleman, all the scenes with like Coleman Domingo and stuff. Just didn't care for any of it at all. I didn't hate it by any means. We watched Persona, watched 2 Werner Herzog movies, Aguirre, Wrath of God, and Nosferatu the Vampire, which is his kind of remake, readaptation, which was great. Watched Hitchcock, which I didn't like. I watched Queen of the Trap House. Shout out. Quite the film, which will shout out the Patreon review this week. Thanks.
No. Don't shout out our patron. Fuck that.
Don't shout out patron. What else did I watch? Oh, I watched this morning. I watched so the in Tree of Life, the like cosmic sequence, the whole evolution sequence.
Oh, did you watch that Voyage thing?
I did, yeah. I really liked it. Hey, yeah. George,
it's
if
not
you
like
are
movie, right? It's literally
say again.
Like it's not a movie, right?
I mean, it's like it is, I guess.
It's long, but like it's not like.
I don't know if it like. I mean, I guess it's
I don't know how you.
It's like I don't know what you describe it as. I guess it's a documentary, really, because it's narrated. Kate Blanchett, so it's kind of. But George, if you're by any chance on the Devil's Lettuce anytime soon, you'll go crazy with that because it's literally just that sequence. Just more of it for like 80.
And that was probably the best sequence of the movie.
I agree, which people don't like. A lot of people thought that sequence was a bit shit. No, I think that sequence. Extra. I mean, we're like Planet Earth guys, so you know what I mean. It's like I think that shit bang, but I really enjoyed it. I watched what else? Street of Dreams. Shout out Alex Biscardi in our Discord who made a short film recently, which is put in the festival circuit. Really, really good. And he's the guy who made us watch Created the Trap House as well. It's also Don't Shout You dick, you know what I mean? So same time. And then that's kind of it. Yeah, that's kind of it this week. I'm watching like a crazy amount by any means.
George Us, how about you?
Kind of same here. Not a lot. I'm trying to look at my diary and see where we ended last week, and I think it was Lost Highway. So had a weird string of Past Lives, A Ghost Story, and After Sun.
I need to watch Ghost
All
Story.
After Sun was always on my favorites list, but I've also now added Past Lives and A Ghost Story. I love them so much. I even upped my rating of A Ghost Story to a 5-star. When I finished watching A Ghost Story, I went back and listened to our Real Quick that we did of it. I think it was the three of us.
I missed that one.
Yeah, we at that, and I went back and listened to our After Sun Real Quick. Two of our longer Real Quicks. They were both like 35 minutes, but we talked a lot about them. Then I revisited some Linklater. I watched Everybody Wants Some, which is another film on my favorites list. One of the all-time comfort movies. Glenn Powell, probably my favorite performance of his. Actually, that's a lie because I've seen Hitman. Hitman is my favorite performance of his. Everybody Wants Some is now my second favorite performance of his. I watched Rebel Without a Cause. I posted that TikTok video, the trivia, and James Dean was one of the answers. And everybody kept asking me, what's James Dean's favorite movie? And I was like, you know what? I've never seen a James Dean movie. So I watched Rebel Without a Cause. I want to watch, I don't even know what it's called, East of Eden, I think. I want to watch that because that's his like highest rated film on Letterboxd. Yeah. But yeah, James Dean, man, so much charisma in one dude. There's no one in Hollywood replicating that type of charm anymore. I rewatched Honey Boy, which is the that Shia LaBeouf loose semi-biographical film. I don't know what you want to call it. It's like very loosely based on his life.
Oh, is that the one he wrote, or did he direct that as well?
He didn't direct it. Did he write it? Let me see. Where's
I feel like I haven't seen it.
He wrote it. Yeah,
he did. He did that Actors Roundtable, if you remember. You know, there's like Sandler, De Niro, and I think he was speaking about them there. I remember. Okay.
Yeah, wrote it, did not direct it. Good movie. I know there's a little bit of controversy around it in terms of like how true of a story it is, but I still enjoy it. Monkey Man, which we'll talk about, electric. Queen of Trap House, which we'll talk about, not electric. And then I rewatched Rebel Moon Part 1.
Why?
Because I wanted to see if my opinions would change, but
did it?
No, they're about the same. Still a clunky, half-baked, underdeveloped mess. And it just pisses me off, like we've been saying even more, that we know there's an extended cut out there. We know there's a director's cut. And dude, even I said this earlier, but now we're going to go in depth. In the Q&A, Zack Snyder was basically like, yeah, Netflix like picked up this project, and they were like, you know what? You're the director's cut guy. You're known for your director's cuts. So let's do that with Rebel Moon.
Not a good thing.
Dude, I'm literally looking at Alex. My eyes were so far rolled behind my head, I could see the person behind me. It was unreal. And then, yeah, Rebel Moon Part 2 yesterday. Can't talk about that, but yeah, I think you could all expect what
it was a Part 2.
It was for sure a Part 2. It made even
What's it
more
called?
The Scar Giver.
The Scar Giver.
Can you guess why?
Because they like Fortnite.
She gave someone a scar.
That was great.
Yeah, they said
just like in the first one, she birthed fire.
Yeah, she's a child of fire. But they called her the Scar Giver 600 times in this movie. It was very
like what's it called?
Weird.
What was it called? No. Oh, yeah.
It's the next Skinny Human.
Yeah, Skinny Human. That's a better example. Yeah.
I can just picture Netflix had some focus group like last year that said like people are forgetting names of main characters, so you need to say at least like 27 times in your film. You have to say the name of the character.
It was a movie for sure. That's it. That's all I watched. It was a slow week for watches.
Did you guys see that? Probably there's not going to be a full cut for Napoleon either now, even though that was like a thing for ages.
Yeah,
Ridley Scott basically said it's probably just not going to happen, which is what people were like, similar to like Rebel Moon and stuff like people were relying on. Did you guys watch Napoleon?
I did not. No.
Did you watch Tyler?
Yeah.
It was obvious that it needed more. Like Napoleon's life
already 3 hours.
No, it's like 2.5, and Napoleon's like story because it's the whole thing. Like it's literally from when he kind of takes charge to the whole point of when he marries, blah, 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 whatever. I won't go into detail. And then it's like 2.5 hours for me. I don't think is like enough to capture everything. So he's obviously needed it. Then Ridley Scott was basically said this week that it's not going to happen, even though there was like everyone was saying, give it a few months and Apple TV will release the 4-hour cut or whatever. It's like it's not going to happen. Like, so that's great. I would have watched that as well, to be honest. I actually would have watched that, but it is what it is.
Oh well. Yeah, so me, since I wasn't here last week, I still didn't have a ton of watches from that week while I was gone, just because I was traveling and just didn't really have time for watches. So don't have like a ton to catch up on at all. But watch West Side Story, the 1961 one. Need to give the Steven Spielberg one another shot. But the thing is, for me, like I love the 1961 West Side Story. I think the dancing and the choreography, especially Ross Tamblyn, I believe his name is Russ Tamblyn. He's like, I love Mike Feist, but no one can capture like Russ Tamblyn's. Just like,
I like the old one. I don't like the
his just like the tumbling, like the dance. It's like the stunts mixed in the dancing of the old one are just like crazy. Like they were just doing some awesome stuff. And I love how like I feel like a lot of movie musicals are like trying to ride the line of like how much do we lean into the musical side versus the movie side. And West Side Story, the 1961 one, fully was just like, we're basically just going to be a musical on the screen. Like we're going to go full bore musical. But the big thing about West Side Story for me is that the Tony Maria love story, I just can never buy into. So it's like never going to be highly rated, even though like I love everything about how the 61 one was done. It's like, it's just a story itself. I'm just like, I just don't care for this. Like, I just don't believe in their love or that it's like that consequential and that everything kind of revolves around it, especially the second half. I'm just like, I don't know, Tony Maria, like, kick rocks, whatever. Pineapple Express, rewatched that. Gave it a 2.5, which it wasn't even one of those things where it was like revisionist from like when I was a kid. Like even when I was younger, I was way bigger fan of like the Hangovers and Step Brothers of the world, and Pineapple Express didn't like it as much when I was younger, and rewatched it and still didn't like it a ton, but it still had plenty of like laugh out loud funny moments where just Seth Rogen being Seth Rogen. But yeah, ultimately just didn't love it. Watched Kindergarten Cop though right after it, and that movie rocks. I love Kindergarten Cop.
Just watched that like not too long ago.
I think your review is like way not as bad as you thought it was.
Yeah, way less annoying than I thought it would.
No, I had so much fun with it, man. Like the villain, I think the villain now like is like in some legal trouble, so maybe he's not like a great guy, but the actor who played the villain was like genuinely menacing. Gave me like Val Kilmer vibes, like honestly, in this movie. And then but Arnold Schwarzenegger just like so wholesome. Just, I could have watched an extended cut of this, just like him interacting with kids and like learning to be compassionate and show empathy. I was like, this is just a blast. I was just smiling ear to ear. I mean, talk about a guy, because he went from Total Recall to this, to Terminator 2, to Twins, back to back in like a 2-year span. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger's range is like kind of crazy.
There's a reason I haven't watched Terminator 2 yet.
What's the reason?
He annoys me. I don't know why. He always annoys me. I don't know.
Arnold's great.
Is it because you'll never meet his physique?
What was that Christmas film we did? You know what I mean? What was the? Let me find it. Jingled All the Way. Does anyone seen that? I had to watch that because I was like round at Anna's sisters when all the kids were there. I was like, this is fucking awful. I hate it. I don't know why. It just annoys me. Like I don't know. But maybe I'll watch it eventually.
Wasn't he just? I just saw a TikTok promotion video for the Travis Kelce podcast. Isn't he on that podcast?
I saw a clip on TikTok.
I saw a clip or like a promotional thing.
Yeah, I saw that as well. He's a cool guy. I just don't like his acting. Cool guy outside of that, but yeah.
Well, good thing about Terminator 2, he doesn't talk much.
That is good actually. That entices me a little more.
Big body.
Yeah, that entices me a little more. To be fair.
And when he does talk, like he's like his like voice works for like a a cyborg.
Yeah. I do actually quite like the first Terminator, so I get it.
Yeah. But Kindergarten Cop, I love that. It's such a blast. I gave it a 4-star. Finally watched the Jake Gyllenhaal Conor McGregor Roadhouse, and honestly, like, so I still had a good time with it. Honestly, it's Jake Gyllenhaal being just roided up, beating up people. Like I still had a great time with that. I had a blast with Conor McGregor. He was in it way less than I thought he was going to be. And that's kind of the ultimate takeaway I have from the movie as a whole. Just everything was less than I thought it was going to be. Like the UFC fight was hyped up for so long. And then they just like the main way they kind of showed it was like in little snippets of flashbacks.
There's a lot
Conor
of work.
McGregor
not much in the UFC side of things. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
And then
It
like Conor McGregor was hyped up so much. And like I was like shocked at how late he came in. And then the original Roadhouse had such a long montage of like training the other bouncers and having them beat up a bunch of miscreants. And I wanted more of that. So it's kind of just, I don't know, just everything that was in this movie, I wanted a little bit more of. But that final fight scene was just like hilariously bad, but like in a good way, you know? And I like it's like I said, I wasn't gonna not have a good time with this movie. I just wanted kind of like more of everything. I just feel like the way this was cut down just made it awkward inclusions of everything in the story. Because even like the villains, like I thought they all had great personalities and auras to them, but like we didn't get a whole ton of them either, and I wanted more.
Like
So
there's
like,
one-dimensional character. I think
right.
more Conor McGregor though would have been the detriment of the film. I think we had the right amount of McGregor to the point where it was actually stupidly funny, rather than like, oh god, it's.
I love that. Yeah. I love that fucking TikTok meme where it's like, where the fuck is everyone?
Yeah,
his accent was so weird because it wasn't like
his voice, right? It was like exaggerated.
It was really bizarre because he was like Irish, but he also kind of wasn't. It was really weird how he was speaking. It was definitely dubbed over some of the sections. Well, absolutely it was, but I don't know, man. It was fucking weird. I quite liked it at the same time. I thought it was quite funny.
One of the most hilarious character entrances in a movie that I've seen in a long time. Well, like when he was just like naked strolling through the streets. I was like, oh, this is Conor McGregor. All right. I feel like that might have been his idea on set. He's like, I like this, but how about I'm naked?
I think everything. I bet he had a say on everything he did. You know, I bet he was just like, I'll do this. I mean, everyone's like, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. Stupid film.
And then after that, I dove back into my Tarantino kick. Pulp Fiction, when I rewatched it like 2 years ago or something, I like lowered my rating from a 5 to like a 4.5 or a 4, and then I just bumped it right back up to a 5 in this rewatch. Like, oh yeah, this movie's fucking great. Watched Kill Bill Volume 1 twice.
I saw that.
Love that movie.
Believe this.
Kill Bill Volume 1's awesome. Like so easily his most stylistic film, just oozing with style. Uma Thurman, awesome.
I can't fight scenes. Love
incredible.
You didn't know, but the difference. I think I both them a 4. I think they both felt really good.
Yeah,
I probably prefer 1 slightly, but like you were like,
I massively prefer 1. I'm gonna rewatch 2 though. Obviously, since I just rewatched 1, but I had to put my rewatches on pause because I had to jump into the Queen of the Trap House 1 and 2, on which I watched both of them, which we'll talk about on our Patreon exclusive episode this week.
Simply more important.
Yeah, it was more important. I needed a break. Now we'll get back into Kill Bill Volume 2 and give it another shot. I think it was just I jumped right into Kill Bill Volume 2, and it was just it's so opposite of Kill Bill Volume 1. And I think I just love Volume 1 so much. I just wanted more of it, but it's so different that it was just like a big shock to me. But then we'll give it another shot because I'm going to do my Tarantino ranking here soon, and I want to make sure everything stacks up perfectly, which is why I also rewatched Jackie Brown. Gave it like a 3.5 at first time. Gave it a 4 this time. Still not going to be my favorite Tarantino, but I liked it a little more this time around. Death Proof had a blast with. Just a quick hour 30 action thrill ride. Some of the stunts they pulled off of that movie are just crazy. And then the second half of the movie just takes a turn that I did not expect where it was going. Just kind of hilarious, like how that movie came to be. How it was like that Grindhouse double feature with Robert Rodriguez. Then right when it was like released in theaters, they realized no one gave a fuck about Robert Rodriguez. They were like, okay, ditch the Grindhouse idea. We're just going to make Death Proof a solo movie and go kick rocks and make Spy Kids 7 Robert Rodriguez. And then Snack Shack. Everyone should watch Snack Shack this year. It's George, I think you would love Snack Shack. I'm sure Sophie's been talking your ear off, telling you to watch it.
Everyone's been telling me.
It's a very by the book, generic coming of age story that really doesn't do anything new, but like everything it does, it hits the beats perfectly well. It gives great summer vibes. So, it's not going to be anything that's going to like blow your mind by any means, but it's something that kind of hits all the beats that you want in a great way. And Gabriel LaBelle, I just absolutely adore as an actor and can't wait to see him do more stuff. But yeah, so everything I've been watching this week, a lot of Tarantino. Right after this, I'll be going to see Monkey Man in theaters, and then also Kill Bill Volume 2, and then also watch Late Night with the Devil.
Double feature it.
With what?
First Omen.
Yeah, I also want the Problemista is also in theaters too. Like, there's a lot of stuff I want to catch up on.
Oh, is that out for you guys? It looks really good.
It's been out for like a hot minute.
Been out for a while.
Yeah, I haven't been able to go see it. So there's a lot of stuff I've been trying to catch up on. So we'll see what all gets done, because it's also the Final Fours today for college basketball, which I'm interested in watching as well. But with that, we'll kind of jump into Monkey Man now, which I kind of just mentioned that I since we're recording this Saturday morning, Saturday was the day I was able to go see it. So right after this pod, pretty much I'm heading to go see Monkey Man. So subtle pimp to my letterbox. By the time you're reading this or listening to this, who's reading podcast transcript, if there's at least one person reading this podcast as a transcript, that'd be kind of legendary. But yeah, by the time you're listening to this, my review will be up. So you'll at least know what my thoughts were, but I won't be able to talk on it for right now. So Monkey Man, directed by Dev Patel, of course, released this past weekend. Kid, an anonymous young man who ekes out a meager living in an underground fight club where night after night, wearing a gorilla mask, he is beaten bloody by more popular fighters for cash. After years of suppressed rage, Kid discovers a way to infiltrate the enclave of the city's sinister elite. As his childhood trauma boils over, his mysteriously scarred hands unleash an explosive campaign of retribution to settle the score with the men who took everything from him. So I'm going to turn it over to you two gentlemen. I'll start with Seth, since you saw it at the
Start with George, because I
premiere.
already said my review.
I will start with George because he saw it most recently. George, give your thoughts on Monkey Man. Start non-spoilers, then we'll jump into spoilers.
Yeah, we'll keep it non-spoilers for now. Also, I don't want Tyler to hear anything.
Yeah. Do you have the banners on your side of things or no? Or is it just me?
But do you want us to just do thumbs up? Thumbs up?
Let me see.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's thumbs up.
Just give me a thumbs up when we're good.
I'll text you.
Sounds good. And text me when to put up the spoiler banner too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's do non-spoilers first. This movie rips. Movie absolutely fucks. I loved it. I had a really fun experience. I was sitting row B, and Jesus, I'm sorry, my voice is going crazy. Give me 2 seconds.
So yeah, how's everyone doing today? Not bad.
Sorry, I had to cough like crazy.
No, I was just speaking to the listeners. Yeah.
No, I woke up and like my voice has just been gone, but like I wasn't like screaming yesterday. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Rebel Moon got you going crazy.
Yeah, Rebel Moon got me diced up, dude. Like, good lord. All right, Monkey Man, absolutely electric. For a directorial debut, it's insane. Jordan Peele, I love that he saw the vision. I love that he got a chance to read the screenplay and think, yeah, I think this movie will bang, and I would love to see Dev Patel not only in front of the camera but behind the camera. It's so stylistically sound, but it's also just like the most chaotic journey ever. There's so much shaky cam, and I know a lot of people don't like that. When it comes to action films, I love it. It made me feel like I was standing next to Dev Patel. It made me feel like he was going to turn around and beat the shit out of me, which I absolutely loved. It felt so real, which I absolutely adore when it comes to action. And the action itself is electric. I was reading that Dev Patel took a lot of inspiration from Bruce Lee. And then Seth, I also read that in terms of a revenge thriller narrative, he took a lot of inspiration from Old Boy and I Saw the Devil. I Saw the Devil, obviously, I think a little less known than Old Boy. So if you haven't seen I Saw the Devil, absolutely electric movie. Definitely watch it. But yeah, Dev Patel, he's really just like that guy. There's just nothing he can't do, I guess. I know a lot of people don't love The Green Knight. I do love The Green Knight. I love Dev Patel in The Green Knight. I think he might be better in Monkey Man. I think he's so electric. He's so vulnerable. He's so personal. He's also really pulling so much just cultural richness into this film. And I think the fact that he's tackling Indian corruption so, I guess, sincerely, so personally, I think it just adds to the layers in this film, and I think it's just a fantastic experience. I absolutely adored this film. I really cannot. I want to see it once or twice more in theaters before it comes to streaming, because a theater experience like this was just unmatched. Like I said, I was sitting row B, so I was so dialed into this Dolby screen. The soundtrack booms. We'll get into more like specific things and spoilers, but there are a couple beats I want to talk about that we'll wait on. But yeah, I love this. I have it at a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's number 3 on the year for me, right behind Dune and Hitman. but yeah, I love this. I had a really good time. I'm very happy Dev Patel was able to make this and was able to successfully direct this.
Mm. You know what's funny? I just pulled up the review, just if I don't miss anything when I'm speaking, and I was reading. I was like, this doesn't sound like what I put.
You're the
I was
first
reading.
Omen?
Yeah, so I'm
Dude,
reviewing,
it's
these
so
fucking posters, man.
it's so confusing.
It actually is.
I keep seeing everyone's like review for one of them, and I'm like, oh, it's Monkey Man. I just immediately assume it's
Just
Monkey
reading it. Yeah, you're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck, Monkey Man? It's crazy.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I already spoke about this last week briefly, so I'll just touch on kind of my brief thoughts before I go into spoilers, which is more important. But I think, like you said, I think it's a film that comes from a direct place of passion. I think it breathes a new life into the action genre, whilst obviously taking inspirations off like things like The Raid, which I believe the co-director worked on this as well, which says a lot about the action sequences. John Wick and Bruce Lee, like you said, and then also you've got the Revenge Tours like I Saw the Devil, the Old Boy, which is great. And I mean, they're all fantastic inspirations if you're going to take something and add your own homage. But I think he breathes a new light into it, makes it his own, has his own flair. Introduces this kind of definitely more political subtext than I expected, which, as I've read recently, is going to be a massive struggle to actually get this into the Indian market as well, just because of how controversial it can be seen as there. But I think it just adds its own passion to it. I think that the imagery is so good. I actually like the kind of jump cuts and the really close cam. It's shaky. I like that. I think that adds to the sequences and adds to its allure. But I also think that some of the moments, I don't think it's a perfect film, but I think that kind of adds to the charm in a way. I think it feels like a directorial debut, but definitely one of the better ones the last few years. A really, really great one, which is funny because I'm going to be speaking about this a similar way to I'm going to speak about the first Omen, which was obviously also a directorial debut from this year. But I think it's just a really passionate project. I think Dev Patel is fantastic. He's a brilliant actor, really, really great, and deserves kind of to do projects like this. And I think it was so much fun. I think it has, issues within its kind of structure where it is very beat, and it flows very, very quickly. But I also, I don't really mind that. And I think it just kind of adds to it in a way, as I said before. And I do think it's really, really fun. And some of the sequences are brutal as well. Like I said, the soundtrack is great. I really like some of the shot sequences as well, especially with the final kind of action scene, which we'll go into, or one of them when they're in the room and all the people with him kind of come in. It just erupts into chaos. I love that scene, and I think it just feels like it's come from a place of love, which you don't get a lot with kind of these films a lot of the time, which is always great. But yeah, if you want to like jump into kind of spoilers, I guess spoilers, Tyler, if you can, I'll text Tyler.
He's got it.
Doesn't matter who's here. Yeah, it depends where you want to start with spoilers. I think we just like run through maybe our favorite scenes and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I think that again, there's a lot in this. So culturally as well, like when you get to the position of where he kind of finds what are they called, the people he finds? Is there a name for them? That culture? I can't actually remember.
No, I'm
Okay,
sure there is.
You know what I mean. Anyway,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of just wonderful sequences from the get-go. You kind of see Dev Patel's we understand his motivations, and it kind of is made clear throughout the film that obviously they took control of his people, of his village. Then his mother was killed, which is a horrible, really sad sequence, by the way.
Really sad sequence. And
really sad. Very visceral.
They kept like teasing that like flashback, and they never really like showed anything. So the entire movie, you're like, okay, it's assumed she died. And I didn't know they were gonna like actually like go into the death and like that entire sequence. So like it was like such like a crazy little like turn, and I was like, wow, that's devastating.
Yeah, I think like I've seen it in other, not just action films, like kind of revenge films, where they kind of the issue is if you show something straight away, there's nothing to really latch onto in terms of throughout the film, this kind of building up and his sadness. And I think what it does really well is it kind of shows it at one point, flashes straight back. And I see it quite a lot, and it's kind of a trope that's used a lot, but one that's always successful in a way if you use it right, where it kind of really builds up the sadness. When it hit, it was a lot more kind of visceral and brutal in terms of the imagery than I thought, because it shows a lot of it. And it's really devastating to watch. And again, that goes behind a lot of Indian culture, which I won't go into because I'm not educated enough in it. But it goes back to a lot of the religious culture in India and kind of the corruption there, especially with the police force and governmental control, which there is a lot of in this film, which I'd obviously know more about if I was more educated on the subject. But that's kind of the point where, when I don't know about you, but going into this, I thought this would be like kind of more a fun action film, which it is. But there's a lot there in terms of this rich subtext that he tries to evoke, which is what I like so much about this film is it kind of takes swings, and there's a lot of risk here involved because it's not just a fun action thriller. It is, but it's also rich with political subtext, which I think is really admirable, especially from a first-time director and someone like Dev Patel, who I don't know how old he is, maybe like early 30s. I'm gonna guess.
Dev? No, he's got to be 40 something.
He's 34.
He's 34.
Yeah, he's 34.
Dude, he's that young. Holy shit!
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Really, he looks young. I think he looks quite.
I mean, he looks young, but he's been on the scene forever. I feel like.
Well, I mean, like even if you think about like Slumdog Millionaire, he was only like 18.
Yeah.
So he's just been around, and like when he came from a show called Skins, which is the same place Daniel Kaluuya came from.
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult, Jack O'Connell, Skins. Anyway, one of my favorite shows as a kid. But like they were like thrust in spotlight, and they were all like 15, 16 that stage. You know what I mean? So it's very much.
Yeah. I guess I didn't piece that one together. There's a sequence in this movie, and we're jumping towards the end, like the final, like really massive fight scene where he's like everyone in that like bar area. Dude,
Yeah, I love that.
He's beating the fuck out of these guys, and in the background you just hear like a very light strumming of a guitar. It reminded, and I literally posted a TikTok video yesterday saying, don't compare this to John Wick. But there is a scene in John Wick Chapter 1 where it's like the same thing, where like John Wick is just moving through a crowd, and the music is very like, and I absolutely loved that because they focused so much on the sound design of like every single punch, every single like smashed glass in the head, every time he bashes someone's head into the bar counter.
Well, the training montage as well with the drum. When he's
training montage, insane. Yeah. I don't know what instrument that was. I don't want to say bongos because I don't think it's a bongo.
No, it's there is a I can't remember. There's a name.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a more appropriate name that I don't know. But yeah, the scene with the drums where he's fighting the bag. So electric. This movie just has so many moments where I was just like bopping my head, just going nuts. I will say though, I think, and this doesn't hold my rating back, I'm still giving this movie a 4.5 with or without this. I wish they either dove more into that very light romance subplot, or I wish they just never included it.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It was very there with not really much to go off.
Like it was like, I don't know. It's like it was cute and it was adorable. You know, they just had a couple of glances from like across the room, and then obviously at the end she helps him when he's getting his ass kicked,
which is very like.
It was It was a little too expected that she was going to come out of nowhere and do something. But yeah, I wish they either dove way more into that romance subplot or just didn't include it. Also, that woman is fine as fuck. How are we underutilizing her? Come on now.
True.
Yeah. What other? I'm like trying to remember like the story, like beat by beat kind of things.
I'm trying to. I love the first chase sequence where obviously he gets away from the mall and he's kind of like escaping the building, and he kind of jumps out the window and then he jumps on the back of the guy's thing, and they kind of escaping together, and you've got police there and he's like running across the rooftops. Very classical scene, obviously a lot of homages there, but I love the sequences. And he kind of jumps into the water at the end. I love that. I think that was great. I think that was fucking exhilarating. Again, the use of sound, and particularly the kind of needle drops in those sequences when the music comes in, like really hit. That was really cool. I really like those moments.
It was electric. The entire opening sequence was so fucking electric. Like he gets his shit clapped in the ring, and then this is immediately where I was like, okay, Dev Patel's like, he's doing something. He's got the sauce, because like the camera was like, it was behind the bleachers, and you saw the Monkey Man just walking, and then he's walking down the hall, and it's like very like eerie and suspenseful, and then the big Monkey Man signed the title card, and I was like, damn, that is so
I did love the all the kind of underground club fight sequences, and the what's it called, the South African guy, I can't remember the actor's name. I think he's in a bunch of He's in like District 9, isn't he? And like
Yeah.
South African guy. I really liked his kind of like overly confident, kind of stupid, idiotic persona. I thought he added to. He was a bunch of fun. Yeah, those seasons were shot really well. Like the opening with the mask, and he kind of comes out, and you got the title card, and you just getting beat. Great, love that. That was really great. Really great.
Sharlto Copley, that's his name from
Sharlto Copley. Oh shit.
Sharlto Copley.
I liked him as well.
It was funny. Yeah.
What's
he
his name?
didn't have much to do, but
no. Alfonso, kind of he's like the one who meets in the restaurant.
Pitobosh.
Yeah, I think that's how I pronounce his name.
Pitobosh. He's got the one name.
He was just giving like a bunch of one-liners to Dev the whole time.
Yeah. I was looking at his filmography. He's like a massive guy in India.
I'm assuming he's a big Bollywood guy, yeah?
Yeah, he's huge. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I was a huge, but like he's got quite the deep filmography.
I think I've weirdly recognized him. I don't know why. There was another guy as well. You know, the guy who plays who I believe is quite beloved in Indian culture. The guy who plays the main villain. Actually, well, not the main villain, kind of the
police officer.
Yeah, the like
Sikandar Kaur.
That's the one. Yeah. I liked him. I thought he was cool. And the main villain was like really the vessel for all the social commentary. And all the commentary. He was like massive vessel for it.
Yeah.
And obviously the ending sequence, it was like the classic similar to like Dune 2. Yeah. You know, stab, whatever.
I thought that exact same thing in me.
Yeah.
They're Dune 2ing us right now.
Yeah. It'd be so funny if you were like, oh, they copied Dune 2. It's like, well, whatever. But yeah, it was like the classic, like he gets stabbed and it's kind of like a switch around and whatever. And then the main guy dies.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, it's tropey as shit, but I always quite enjoy those scenes.
I love it.
And the thing is as well, I think that you can get away with tropes with these action films if you feel something, if there's something there. You know, every great action film uses tropes like a Mission Impossible, like a John Wick, whatever.
It's not like
it's the passion throughout it.
The tropes are not, they're not defining this film. Like, yes, you could you can look at Monkey Man and be like, okay, John Wick inspired, The Raid 2 inspired, John Woo inspired. Like, it feels like they're just replicating a lot of, you know, passion project action films. But then you look at it and you're like, yeah, there's a couple of tropes here and there, but Dev Patel's just his passion for this project is so evident. Like, he very much wanted to infuse this with culture, which he did. He even talked about his UK upbringing in an interview, and he talked about how that played a lot of inspiration into the creation of this movie. He talked about how he wanted to tackle Indian corruption without really saying something. Like, he just kind of wanted to like open the world up to that. So I feel like for what Dev Patel wanted to do with this movie, he succeeded entirely.
I wonder what I don't actually know if it's been reeled. I wonder what the budget for this was, because
I don't know. I'd imagine small.
10 million.
Yeah.
So kind of, I guess for a modern action, that probably is on the smaller scale, probably like what?
Yeah, I'd imagine.
And obviously the assistant director, Dundee Adrian, was also the assistant director, or one of the assistant directors was also the assistant director of The Raid 1 and 2. So it's evident as to why, for a first-time director especially, the choreography was really, really great. I was really impressed with that because it was a little bit, not a worry per se, but you know, it's something that I think is hard to get right, and I don't think a lot of people do it. And also going back to what you said about Jordan Peele, did you see yesterday Discussing Film tweeted out that basically Netflix, you know, kind of rejected the film because of the risks due to the politics involved. I think it's a treat that Jordan Peele kind of looked at it, took it on, and pushed this, because I think it needs pushing, and I think it shines with passion as we've mentioned. And I think it's some of the, it's just a really good time. Going back to what you said, this is third in my 2024 rounds right now, but really the top four is just great. And the other
What's second? Wait, what? Dune and what?
The next film, George. Spoilers.
Oh, wow! Already at number 2. Damn.
This is, well, yeah.
Right,
is there anything else you wanted to go into?
No, I think that's really it. Absolutely banging movie. I could see this being in a lot of people's top 10 by the end of the year. See it on the biggest screen possible. It's absolutely electric, culturally rich, very impactful. Shout out Dev Patel. Shout out the absolute homie. absolutely ripped, by the way. Didn't know he had that in him.
He looked fucking like it's kind of
I was,
unfair.
dude, the scene where he's like holding the buckets of water up. How long you think you hold that? Well, we'll assume it's a gallon and a half or 2 gallons
in each hand.
Yeah, in each.
Oh, Jesus, man.
That's all I was thinking
I
about.
actually don't know, to be honest.
I
I'm
was
just
like,
trying to
how
think about it.
long do I hold those up for?
Maybe
Right now, 10 seconds. But in
I'm
my,
in the gym in
in
2 or
my
3 weeks.
prime, a long time.
I'm gonna say like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
this is probably accurate.
Do you know what? I might actually test that, to be honest, because now I'm intrigued and see, and then message Dev, my friend, and see what he says about it. But yeah, 4 out of 5 for me. 4.5 for George.
4.5 for me, yes, sir.
4.5 from George. And if Tyler
Absolutely
is still there, he can come back in.
We'll text him, Tyler. We are done.
I mean, to be fair, I'm assuming I'm going into first Omen.
Oh yeah, go into first Omen. You don't need Tyler and I for that.
Yes, you can go into first Omen. I'll read the synopsis quick. So, when a young American woman is sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church, she encounters a darkness that causes her to question her own faith and uncovers a terrifying conspiracy that hopes to bring about the birth of evil incarnate. Directed by Arkasha Stevenson. Seth saw it. Based on the early reactions being so great, I will be seeing it as well. I don't know if I'm going to see the Omen before it or not, but we'll see.
You don't really have to anyway. It's all good.
But yeah, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, great, really, really great. It's a horror film I expected very little from, as most of us did, because I think what we often expect from horror reboots, horror remakes is kind of the same thing, where it's kind of just dashed on and they've added the IP onto it, added the name onto it for no reason other than to as a money making machine, which is kind of commonplace in modern day horror filmmaking. But I think this is really, really good. It's incredibly balls to the wall. It's grotesque. I think it was Doug tweeted yesterday. I think I replied to it. Like, I don't know if Tyler, what's the rating below? How do the rating system work in the age rating? Is it like what's the one below R rated in the US?
PG-13.
Okay, I'm assuming it's not that. Is there a one above R rated?
NC-17. So R rated means you can be 17. You can be under 17 if you have someone over 17 with you. NC-17 means no one, and you have to be 17 to see it.
So I think
this is R. This is R.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. This is fucking crazy. Like, some of the sequences in this are absurd. I've seen like 18s, or for you it'd be the highest one, which are a lot less, a lot more tame than this. I think it is visually one of the best horror films we've had in years. I think that Akash Stevenson has such a promising career in the horror industry, because it's shot so well. It's ferocious, it's audacious, it doesn't hold back. And I think what I said in my review as well is this kind of, I think a lot of the issue with religious horror movies specifically kind of struggle to find the balance between religious imagery, religious subtext, and horror, and this kind of draws that perfect line between, it has a perfect depiction between the two. Like, it's genuinely creepy and scary without the overuse of jump scares, just derived from jump scares. There's maybe one or two, but mainly it's kind of this eerie, creepy nature that they just lingers on you the whole time. And from the opening kind of 5 minutes, you really get a taste for what's to come, as it is just the score, the overbearing score, the tone, the nastiness, the gore as well. It's very, very hell-bent on giving you fucking horrible sequences. Like, even so, one sequence, which I won't go into, I genuinely struggled to keep my eyes open the entire time because it was revolting, and that's me saying that as well. It just consumed me from the start. I think, like I said, Akash Stevenson has a massively promising future in horror. I think they took the first Omen film, not the first Omen, but the first Omen film, and I think it's a better film than that in the franchise. Obviously, it's a prequel. I think that it's like 2 hours. It's pretty long for a horror film, and it kind of keeps you under wraps the entire time. There's so much to it, kind of, the build up of just this paranoia-inducing fear of the main character and what she's going through, and kind of the secrets that are revealed slowly throughout. There are so many, I guess, twists and turns. One kind of big one at the very end. Nell Tiger Free, which is a really interesting name. She's the lead actress. She was in Game of Thrones. I actually don't really remember her character in Game of Thrones, thinking about it. She was amazing. Like, probably my favorite performance of the year so far, maybe minus Timothy. Ralph Ineson was also in it as well. He was one of the main guys, and I just love his voice. fucking great guy. Like Bill Nye, he was in it. Charles Dance was in it, who was obviously in a bunch of stuff. Really, really great. So some of the side casts were really good as well. Like I said, for cinematography was kind of like one of the main aspects of this. It actually had the same cinematographer as Evil Dead 2013, Aaron Morton, which I think is visually incredible as well. If Fede Alvarez and Aaron Morton did a fantastic job. And yeah, I think this is a really, really great film. Just surprisingly good. I give it a 4-star. It's currently my number 2 of the year, just behind Dune and just ahead of Monkey Man. And I imagine, honestly, if I watch this again, I can actually see this going up to 4.5. Like I really, really enjoyed it. And I think a lot of people will get a lot out of this. And I think it's definitely one of the better horror films of the 2020 so far. So yeah, really great.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's all about. I asked Doug about the MCU type ending, and he told me about that. It doesn't spoil anything, but it's just kind of funny that
that is quite funny.
It's just funny because everyone's like loving the movie so much, and they're like, like if they just took that part out, that would have been.
Yeah, it was quite. I'm not going to say it was just silly, but it made me laugh. It made me laugh. I was like, "What are you doing?" But it's like 1 second. Do you know what I mean? Super fucking
right. So it doesn't really detract anything, but it's kind of a funny tidbit. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. So the first Omen, Monkey Man, The Red Door, back-to-back feature has been tackled. We will now get into our kind of draft-ish of the best action films. It's going to be, we're going to go 30. So it's going to be 10 rounds between 3 of us.
No repeating franchises. And also, I'd like to say, I don't think now you guys can veto this if you want, but I think we make it more fun if we don't include superhero or comic book films as well.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
George, you muted.
I was about to ask that. So, like, if I drafted, or if one of us drafted a Lord of the Rings movie, are we considering that? No.
I don't think we should include like any Marvel or like anything like that. I think
it makes we'll have some debates as we go. We might have some that we have to veto. Some might be on the borderline of like.
Let's just say now, no comic book or superhero films.
I can make this so difficult.
Yeah, because that makes it fun,
Lord of the Rings isn't comic book or superhero, but I'd say it's not really pure action. It's more fantasy.
It's fancy, absolutely. It's fancy. Same with like Star Wars or some shit like that. But
right, Star Wars for sure. So Seth, you're gonna be getting the first pick today.
Oh shit.
10
well, I mean, okay, here's an interesting one. I think The Matrix, primary.
Oh yeah, that's an action movie.
Yeah, well, it's not primary on Letterboxd. I would say action, but it's sci-fi.
I would say it's action. Yeah,
we're gonna have to use a lot of discretion for how we're gonna go.
Yeah, the Matrix first pick. The Matrix first pick, definitely for me.
For sure, The Matrix. So now we're on to me, and there's a few ways to go here, but I'll just go with. No, I don't think I'm going to be taking something you're chomping at the bit to get. I'll go Old Boy.
Thank God.
That's a comic book film. We literally just established it.
No. That's acceptable. That's acceptable.
What? No, because I would have taken it.
We're talking superhero movies.
Yeah, I just established no comic book films. I would have taken that shit.
No. We're talking
because like Snowpiercer is definitely eligible.
Yeah. We're doing those superhero movies. All right, my first pick, I'm going to take. I feel like obviously Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, I was about to go there, but
yeah, that's where I thought. I immediately checked what your rating was because I didn't know if you had it at a 4 or a 5.
But
you do have it at 5.
Yeah, you do have it at a 5. That's why I was nervous. All right, second, we're going back to backs. Yeah, second pick. I can go so many. I feel like I have a lot of great action franchises available to me right now, but you guys know how much John Wick means to me. So I'm gonna take John Wick Chapter 4.
Yeah, I figured Chapter 4 would be the way to go.
Yeah, Chapter 4 has got to be the way to go.
So Mad Max off the board. I'm gonna go here with there's franchise I could grab. Do I want to grab them now?
Do it.
Yeah, I'll grab it now. We'll go Mission Impossible Fallout.
No.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh no, you
bastard. There's no way that was not going to be a.
I know, but I didn't know because I know Tyler. I think I rated it. Higher than what do you rate Fallout, Tyler?
4.5.
Oh, okay. Don't mind. You rate the same as me then. I thought I liked that one.
Formatting, so you get all out of the whack, but we're gonna do our best.
I thought I'd get Fallout. That's annoying. Okay.
So much on the board.
I'm already like nearly out of 4.5. Straight up action. Oh wait, hang on.
I feel like
shit. Oh
Miss it.
shit! You guys have actually no, you haven't because no, actually you haven't fucked up. It's okay.
Have
I'll
we messed
go.
up?
I'll go with Seven Samurai. I mean, that's like the blueprint for every modern day
Mhm.
action. stuff.
Absolutely.
And then I'll also go for. Wait, I could go like the double Kurosawa. I could go Ran as well.
Mhm.
Or
Good.
I guess I could. I
Could do whatever you
could
want.
Yeah, but can I really? Is that like? I think it is. I think that's fair because it says, "Oh, yeah." I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. So let's see. I'll go Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
No, fuck you.
Terminator mid.
Shit.
I was gonna pick it before Fallout, but since Seth hasn't seen it, I felt safe saving it.
Yeah. Imagine if I just picked it anyway. That'd have been.
All right, I'm
Great.
gonna throw out a film, and before you guys are quick to veto it,
So you know we're gonna veto it. This is George.
I want to tell you that action is its #1 genre on Letterboxd.
veto.
All right, I'm gonna take Inception.
Veto.
Nah, I'm fine with that. That was on my list.
Really?
Yeah,
Would you
yeah.
take that as like number?
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with it because I wasn't going to take it anyway, but I would probably say sci-fi for me, primary wise.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. I mean, The Matrix is pretty sci-fi. Terminator 2 is pretty sci-fi. Mad Max is pretty sci-fi. I'd say Inception's fine.
Yeah,
It
we're
was on my short list. So,
we're going loose.
George, you get another one.
I got another one. I'm gonna make my boy Nalbis proud. I think he thinks this is the greatest film of all time. I'm gonna take Crouching
Dragon.
Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Shit bangs, to be fair.
I'm almost confident he thinks it's the greatest ever, right? I could
That or
be.
House.
I think it might be his.
Yeah,
no,
that
I
or
think
House.
that is
Oh,
his
maybe
favorite film.
House.
No, I think Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is his favorite film. If I'm not mistaken, I think you're right.
He's like, wow, he has logged this a chunk of times.
I think he's logged House like
Yeah,
seven-
he's logged House like 30 times too. So actually, it doesn't really.
It's crazy. Is it me? No, it's Tyler.
It is
Tyler.
me, and I will go. Ooh, couple spots here I could go, but I will go with Top Gun Maverick.
No,
I was gonna pick that.
Damn, that was not
gonna pick that.
even. Fuck, I didn't even have that on my list that I put together. Shit,
Oh, I was gonna pick that's annoying. I was actually gonna pick
That's so
I think I was
annoying.
gonna pick that next, actually. Shit, that's annoying.
I wasn't even.
Glad I
thinking
picked it
about
there.
that.
That's actually a really good pick. I'm sure. Yeah, I was actually gonna pick that next. It's not really. Oh, it's fucking annoying.
Is that action or is that romantic comedy?
Do you know what? This is going to be like a bit of a rogue one.
Rogue One.
Rogue
no, not
One?
mid one.
Lock
Shit,
it in.
fuck
Seth the
fuck out of
Rogue
it.
One. Lock it
Get
in.
the fuck out of it. I'll go. RRR.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Damn.
Love that pick.
Great film. That was a 4.5. It was such a fun time. I'll go with
I
that.
fucked up with my list.
Forgot
None
that
of-
on my list.
None of
That
these
would have
are-
been drafted for me for sure.
Yeah,
And then
that's whack. as
see
shit.
now we're getting into like the fours. There's a few contentious ones. Maybe I could probably get, but I don't know if I want to take it. I'm assuming you guys would veto Pirates of the Caribbean.
No.
Really?
Yeah, it's.
I might, but
I'd call that action
no,
fantasy.
it wasn't on
right?
my list. But yeah, I'd say it's about as actiony as
No, I won't take it because I think that if you're taking that, you can take Lord of the Rings. So I'm not gonna take it. That's fine.
Valid.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll take. Okay. I'm assuming like Michael Mann's are off the board as well, like Thief and Heat and stuff like that. That's crime, really, isn't it?
So like I had them on my list, but I feel like they're more like thriller,
They're
like,
crime thrillers, I would say.
yeah, there's like Heat more so than Thief. I'd say
Ooh,
more
okay.
action, but
I'll take MMA guy over here. I'll take Warrior.
Oh,
I'll take Warrior.
I thought you were about to take Roadhouse.
Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, no way.
That'd be crazy.
the OG Roadhouse is on my list. If we have to go that far, it's
If
very
we
good.
gotta
really?
do that,
We're
yeah.
gonna have to go far on this. To be fair,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to go far.
I would say like Michael Mann's like Ferrari. I'd consider like action.
No.
there's a couple Michael Mann's.
No, that's
I don't
even
know.
less so.
Yeah, I don't know about Ferrari. I'd say Heat is probably his most actiony film.
Yeah, and even so, I'd still say like crime thriller. You know.
Yeah,
So-
fair enough. I didn't have any Manns on here, anyways. Mid. I will go. I'll go Kill Bill Volume 1. I mean, I watched it twice
Yeah.
this week. So
I honestly thought that was going to be a higher pick for you, considering you just watched it.
yeah, I'm being a little strategic, just knowing what I don't think you guys are really gonna pick. So
That's fair.
I
that's
might have picked that next, honestly, if they got to.
All right. My fifth pick. I'm actually disappointed in myself that I let this drop this far. I'm gonna go Die Hard.
I thought you'd take
Is
that
it
earlier.
a Christmas movie though? I feel like it's
Yes,
not.
it is.
indeed.
It
It is
is.
indeed a Christmas movie.
I
Yeah,
debated against
but not an
Brady,
action
but-
movie because it's a Christmas movie.
Oh, true. Yeah.
well,
true.
no, because technically, I would argue that Home Alone is an action movie. I was one time explaining to my friend why Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I was showing all the parallels to Home Alone, and his response was, "If anything, this convinces me that Home Alone is not a Christmas movie."
Mhm.
All right, my sixth pick. I'm gonna go. This might be. Actually, no. I think this is a deserving sixth round pick. I'm gonna go Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
it's on,
action?
it's on
Yeah,
my
I guess
list.
it is. I
That's
guess
It's
it
on
is.
my list.
sci-fi. I'd say
A
that's
lot of
action
hand-to-hand
sci-fi.
combat. A lot
Yeah,
of
no, it's
hand-to-hand
fine. I'll
combat.
take it.
I'm curious if Seth is gonna take
fucking me.
a film.
I will take a film, George.
Well,
I will
you'll
take
definitely take a film. I'm thinking of a specific film.
I don't know what you're thinking of because there's nothing that like stand. Maybe there is actually.
I could give you a hint because I think we're all in the mindset that we're not going to draft these movies.
Hint it.
It's a war film. Are we drafting war films?
It's difficult. I would say
The film. I'll tell you. I would have expected you to draft 1917 by now.
I'd say that's action.
No,
I would say
It was on my
I'm
list.
just kind of like
Apocalypse Now, I don't consider. An
yeah. I
action
would
movie.
not consider that action.
But like Dunkirk, I would.
Absolutely.
You know?
if
I
Dunkirk, I would take Dunkirk over 1917 now. To be honest with you,
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would too.
Okay.
Saving Private Ryan, I would also.
I'm gonna stay away from war films. To be honest, I'm gonna stay away. But I
They're
get
on
it.
my list, but we'll see. But
Fair,
this
fair.
movie is a 5-star for me. But we'll grab it now. Tenet, the
Yeah.
best James Bond film ever made.
Okay, I'll go. Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation.
We already took
No,
Mission
only
Impossible.
one
shit!
per-
We can't. Yeah, we can't. My bad. Okay, now I'm on struggle street a little.
Seth, would you have drafted Spider-Man 2 by now?
Yeah, that'd
It
have
was
been
on
my
my
first-
list. It
that'd
was
have
on
been
my
my
list.
first. Okay, I'll go. Shit, man. So no. Wow. I
Wow.
even though they're not related, I can't draft something from the Vengeance trilogy, can I? I'm assuming not.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
No, that cheats.
They're not the same franchise.
Yeah, they're not. It's not the
Yeah,
same.
they are. They're counted as the same thing. That's cheating.
I don't think so.
No, because I would give you guys shit, so I'm not gonna do it. I would give you guys shit. I'll go. Now here's an interesting one. Which have you guys seen Riders of Justice?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Action? No. Comedy?
Yeah. I mean,
No,
it's action
It's
comedy.
a comedy drama. It's comedy drama. It's not. It's not.
I would-
Okay. It's all good. It's all good. No, wait. The Northman? Maybe? No. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. This is where we get to this stage right now.
I've got my next 12 picks set.
I got like 18.
Oh, okay. Oh, the raid, the first
There
raid,
you
the
go.
raid.
That
Yeah,
absolutely counts.
What the
Yeah.
fuck, man? That's crazy. Yeah, the raid.
And you get number
And
7.
you got another one, so
Jeez. Okay. Okay. Lady Snowblood, i.e., the Tarantino copied it with Kill Bill. Lady Snowblood. Bang. Shout out James Nalbus again. Shout you. It's a good film. Very good film.
never heard of it.
It's
Neither have I.
what?
Sounds mid.
It's literally honestly it's like a carbon copy of Kill Bill. It's like
Sounds mid.
it's literally Kill Bill, but better. It's not. I don't know. Kill Bill's really good.
Worse.
Maybe it's good though. You George, if you like Courage Tiger Dragon, you'd love that, no doubt.
No shot is better than Kill Bill.
It's
My
literally
next pick-
Kill Bill.
So movies can do things better.
Yeah, unlike Midka, Joker.
We'll do Edge of Tomorrow.
No.
I was actually going to pick that as well. I thought that might go back. To me.
Surprised no one's picked a Bond film yet.
I don't. Even,
I
I
was
can't
sure
remember
thinking
any of the
that.
Bond films, to be honest.
Maybe I'll take one if it's available. All right. I feel like this draft we'd be doing a disservice to the action genre without getting Jackie Chan. So I'm gonna take Police Story,
Which one? First one.
the first one. The first
I
one.
need to watch the others. I've only ever
Yeah,
seen.
I still haven't seen the second one.
The third one was amazing. I need to watch that shit.
And then with my 8th pick,
Shaolin Soccer. Do it, George.
that's a good movie. That is
It's actually a really good film.
yeah, that's a good movie. Don't be shitting on Shaolin
No,
Soccer.
no, it is. I like it.
I'm gonna take. Oh shit! Oh no! Oh no! I got 3 more picks, and I have like 12 movies I want to pick. That's the biggest issue right now.
There's one I'm surprised you've not picked, George. You have a first.
Am I forgetting it? I'm trying to
franchise.
not pick like normal, like even though I've already picked very normal picks.
Well, this one's a franchise. You have.
I wanna throw out some fun picks out there. So I think with my 8th pick, oh my god, this is tough, man. This is tough. All right, we'll get some John Woo in there. I'll go Hard Boiled. I think John
Actually,
Woo,
I've still not seen that. It's been on watch list like 5 years.
I think you would love it. Absolutely banging movie.
I need to watch it.
My action bag is just not that deep. Not my favorite genre out there, as people know. So I will go next with.
I'm just a hater, bro.
Yeah, I guess. We'll do Snowpiercer.
Yeah, good pick.
Now I have 2 comic book movies on my board. Oh no.
You fucking bitch. It's fair. I'm not going to dispute Snowpiercer. I'm still annoyed at you for old boy, bitch. I'll go Ip Man.
Yeah,
Shit, bang.
yeah,
First
yeah,
Ip Man,
yeah,
the first.
yeah. That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's actually
That's a banging pick.
You get another one.
Shout out Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen featured already twice. I'll go. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Shout out. Would you say that Bad Boys is action, isn't it? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's not like The Heat where it's like
Yeah,
it kind of is Heat but with more action.
Mhm.
Definitely. I'll go Bad Boys 2. Shout out Michael Bay with that one. My favorite Michael Bay film.
I gotta rewatch. I don't even know if I've seen 2
Mate, they're so
or
good.
3.
I haven't seen 3. I don't really want to watch 3.
Yeah,
I'm not
I gotta
really
watch them.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, me. And then last pick.
No. You got your 2.
No,
You got Ip Man and Bad Boys 2.
Oh shit! Well, I hope no one takes this in.
One more. So I mean, at this point, I would pick like Sicario, but I feel like it's just like thriller, not really action.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I mean, I would give it to you. It's definitely action.
I'll give it. I'd say it's thriller, but I would also give it to you.
I would for sure give it to you.
Are we so Transformers comic book movie? So we're not gonna pick that, right? Like that's too far into comic book movie territory, or is that?
Again,
I would have absolutely drafted it already.
I figured. Yeah, interesting. I mean, could I get Godzilla -1? Is that allowed?
I'd give it to you. Yeah.
I will say I will give it to you, but I had Godzilla films. Like I would have drafted a Godzilla film already. So
why would it be action?
But I'll be disgusted. Yeah.
What would it be instead? Instead of action, what else is it?
I'll be disgusted.
I think the Godzilla is sci-fi primarily, to be honest.
Nah, they're so action packed.
Do you think?
Did you watch Godzilla X Kong, bro? They're fighting. They're full on brawl.
Let's not compare X Kong with -1. Like,
well, since George had Transformers
you
already, Seth would have picked Godzilla already. I won't do Godzilla -1, but I will just go back to what I was initially going to do, and I'll just go Sicario.
Yeah, you can have Sicario.
And now, George, your final 2 picks.
Now me with the final 2. Gonna take 2 movies off of my favorites list that I just want to shout out. I'm gonna go Pacific Rim for one of them, obviously. Absolute peak, Pacific Peak, if I may.
Is that the Del Toro one? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, good movie, great movie. And if I may,
Stop saying if I may,
if I may, if I'm allowed. And then I'm gonna go with Brendan Fraser's The Mummy.
Oh yeah, it's interesting.
Which
Yeah, I mean that's pretty fantasy, but like I'll give it to you.
I don't care anymore.
Oh,
Just do it.
I can go something.
Just no, just take it. So,
I can go.
wait,
another
do you mean
direction.
the movie 2017 with Tom Cruise?
No, absolutely
Okay.
not.
No. Yeah, I don't care at this point. It's like I feel like there's like a clear 5-star heavy hitters that like we'd have to veto, but like when you get in, like the Mummy, it's like we're not gonna split hairs. There. If you go like Spider-Man 2, that's where we have to be like, hey now.
I just found out the Mummy is returning to theaters soon for its 25th.
Yeah,
anniversary.
I saw
That's
that.
exciting. I freaked out when I saw that.
My final pick of the draft. I had Man of Steel on my list. Sorry, buddy, can't pick you.
Should take Rush Hour.
I mean, James Bond films are action, right? Like I feel like we can't really do a board of 30 without a Bond film. So we'll go consensus best Bond film by most, Casino Royale.
Thank you.
Is that the 2012 one? I think
the one with Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, I have seen that for years though. Maybe that's
it's a perfect movie for me because
it is
gambling.
You are that guy.
It really touches on my
kind of him.
Okay, so I'm surprised. People will be annoyed that we didn't have any of the Bourne films. I'm not going to take any of them.
The thing is, I legitimately haven't seen them in.
I haven't seen them in years. Yeah, I haven't seen them in years. Actually, I saw the first one recently, but not. Would you veto? Actually, yeah, I'll take. Wait, no one's got a pick left, have they? I can just say all my films. So I'm either going. I was either going to go with Shaolin Soccer. Shout out. Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's, because I think that's definitely action. Shout out Zack Snyder.
I don't think
Spy Kids 3 or Spy Kids 1, one of the two, because Spy Kids go hard. Don't even tell me they don't. And then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which is definitely action, no?
I would go Apes.
Yep.
Go
I'll
Apes, and then let's plug our real quick.
Out of those, it's going to be tough, but I'm going to have to go Spy Kids 3, unfortunately.
Damn. If you're sad about Seth's Spy Kids 3 pick, go back and watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes real quick. A couple of weeks ago, we dissected it and talked about it.
Was that Dawn we did? Yeah, it was. I always think no, actually, Tyler, take it back. I'll go with Spy Kids 1. Sorry. Spy Kids 1.
Okay, if you're equally as upset about Seth's Spy Kids 1 pick, go back and watch our Dawn of the Dead review.
I had some on my list that like obviously at this point it doesn't matter, but like let's see. So like we talked about war films, literally the three we mentioned: 1917, Dunkirk, Saving Private Ryan. The only three I have on my list because I feel like they're the most actiony. I had like Leon the Professional on here.
Good movie.
Yeah, that's definitely action.
I was gonna take. Would you guys have vetoed Puss in Boots: The Last Wish?
Yes.
Well,
yeah. Actually, maybe not. Like, in a way,
animation's a genre, bro.
Is
Raiders of the Lost Ark, is that like more fantasy?
No, I'd say adventure, kind of fantasy.
Adventure, I kind of forget about that as genre.
I might have taken 300. Yeah, I would have taken the Warriors. I haven't seen it in a few years, but I used to really like the Warriors.
Ready Player One?
Have you guys seen
fantasy?
Actually,
yeah,
Middacy. Anyway, no. I would say maybe George. You know what would have been a cool one? Actually, that's action. I was going to say 71, but I don't know if that's action really.
That's
again, it's a difficult one. It's not really like primary
action. Or not, it's number one.
Oh, The French Connection. Shout out William Friedkin. That I'm sure that's definitely action or crime again. Maybe I don't know. A lot of these are kind of borderline.
Would Aliens have counted? It's definitely sci-fi, but that's like
Aliens.
Kind of just shoot them up for 2 hours.
It's both. I think it's such a both thing. I always usually consider it in sci-fi lists, but it's also
I figured both of you probably were not thinking it was pure action because I feel like it would have been drafted by at least one of you.
Would you guys taken Men in Black, the first one, or is that again like sci-fi? You know,
taking it.
Yeah, I would have been closer to vetoing, but it's just weird. Like the thing is, like there's no clear cut. It's just kind of based on vibes. Like some of them are just like, just vibes is more sci-fi fantasy.
I almost drafted Bullet Train because that movie bangs. I almost drafted Fall Guy, and I haven't even seen that movie yet.
I like Rush a lot. I feel like that would count. The Formula One movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. Would you have taken
Baby Driver?
Oh, I should have drafted 21 Jump Street.
Nah, that's comedy.
It's comedy.
That's comedy action.
George, would you have taken
that is loaded with action.
George, would you have taken Escape from New York, John Carpenter's? I think that's like action primarily.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's interesting. I should have taken that actually. There's a few like the Godzilla films are weird because like Shin Godzilla's on here.
I would have allowed any Godzilla film. I didn't
Really?
think
I mean, I guess I should have thought about that.
I didn't think
Because
that
Shin Godzilla has like a lot of action in it, so maybe I should have taken that. Actually, I see different. So action's a weird genre. I think it's just so many like blurred lines, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, The Matrix is pick 1-1, and that's fantasy sci-fi to the gills as well. So it's like,
To be fair, I did check that one. I would have been happy if you take that. But then again, it's like The Matrix is similar to like what was the other one on there that was like sci-fi action? Was there another one, or am I
like Terminator 2, maybe? I mean,
yeah, maybe. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen
Fury
it.
Road.
But like, yeah, Fury Road is like similar. I don't know. It's a difficult one.
I like our list of 30 years. Seth's picks were The Matrix, Seven Samurai, Ran, RRR, Warrior, The Raid, Lady Snowblood, Ip Man, Bad Boys 2, and Spy Kids. Tyler picked Old Boy, Mission Impossible Fallout, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Top Gun Maverick, Kill Bill Volume 1, Tenet, Edge of Tomorrow, Snowpiercer, Sicario, and Casino Royale. And George selected Mad Max Fury Road, John Wick Chapter 4, Inception, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Die Hard, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Police Story, Hard Boiled, Pacific Rim, and The Mummy. Let us know whose ranking of 10 you like the best. If we would have done like drafting for Cam for 10, we would have had to get in some deep categories for us for picking our own action, unless we were going to give him just the worst of the worst and like Queen of the Trap House, which is zero action because the budget's so low that's all the action on screen.
Yeah, I was disappointed with a lack of action in that. We'll go.
Regardless, that is our draft of the best action films of all time, and we will now kind of steer back into our regularly scheduled programming with our movie news and trailer talk. So we don't have a whole ton this week for movie news and trailers, but let's go ahead and dive into it nonetheless. So first up, trailers. Cuckoo was kind of the big cool trailer that dropped this week with Hunter Schafer, new twisted horror thriller, suspenseful, looks very spooky, looks very scary. What were you guys' thoughts on Cuckoo?
Hunter Schafer and Dan Stevens. I'm in.
Dude, Dan Stevens is in like 7 movies this year. Where's this coming from?
He's really good though. Like
Seth, you watched that one movie I told you to watch, The Guest. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked that. And he was so good. So I'm glad to see he's getting more shit. Because
he's great in Eurovision.
Oh, yeah. Is he in that? He was in like a Netflix film called Apostle a few years ago.
Russian singer.
Oh god, which I didn't think was very good, Apostle, but he was great. He's a really good actor. It's good to see him get. He was in that. Did you guys watch that Dave Franco film? His like directorial debut, The Rental. Not good at all, but he was in that. Always the best thing. But yeah, it's good to see him and stuff. And Hunter Schafer's a really, really good actress as well. So should be cool. Should be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. George, do you see the Cuckoo trailer?
Yeah, I saw it. I wouldn't say I'm sold, but I'm not like off board. I think Hunter Schafer is great. I think there's a lot of potential there. But I don't know. I feel like I'm more and more becoming a horror hater lately,
which is just a turn I would have never expected from you.
Yeah,
it is a turn I expect.
New horror releases, I'm like hating on more,
which is understandable because we all should.
Yeah, because last year just stained my horror experience. We got some absolute dumpsters last year,
and this year.
And this year.
That's why I need you to watch the first Omen. Then you'll get the that mojo back. George.
I will watch.
Yeah, well, Cuckoo, I think looks great. I think it premiered at South by Southwest. Got great reactions. Really light trailer week. I think like 2 weeks ago, we on the pod. The last time I was on, there was like 70 trailers, so a lot of them were released. We got Bambi: The Reckoning, which I saw the teaser for, and so the MonsterVerse is continuing to expand. And dude, I hate these guys because Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, I thought was despicable. George, I know you thought the same, but like
I watched that. I forgot to say that I watched that last week. As bad as everyone says it is, it's fucking awful. It's terrible.
But like I see this 1 minute teaser, Bambi: The Reckoning. I'm like, I'm kind of in, dude. Like I'm gonna watch it. But like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and the Honey 2 is getting like such good reviews. Like everyone's kind of saying like
it's not. It's not. It's just getting better reviews.
Yeah, it's not getting good reviews.
But my thought is maybe Winnie the Pooh, Blood and the Honey was kind of just like getting shit out there to kind of claim the MonsterVerse, and now they got some backing to be like, all right, let's build this up. So Bambi: The Reckoning, we'll see it. I mean, it's going to be, shout out F2 movies. That's going to be where Bambi: The Reckoning is going to be watched. Let's be honest here. Not going to be paying money, especially because Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1 was in theaters and it was just so damn bad. And
was it despicable. In theaters?
Yeah, they
it got
both got
theatrical release.
like a theatrical release.
I did
But, like not
know.
even that limited as well. Like it was shown
No,
like
not that
a
limited.
near me. I don't know how. Also, just want to add, Tyler, it has the ratings of Blood and Honey have dropped dramatically. It's like a 2.7 on Letterboxd. Like
Okay, gotcha.
People
So
are,
this is
shout out
early
Evan
ones
Solo
that-
again. Evan Solo,
Great
guy.
Great
Stop
guy.
liking every horror film,
Stop
please.
liking every horror.
Every horror film.
But yeah, nothing really else for trailers this week. When you're listening to this on Mondays, when the Maxine trailers gonna be dropping. But yeah, like I said, other than that, like 2 weeks ago, we got 50 trailers. Now it's kind of back to getting to the normal mean distribution. Not too many.
Dude, we're also I'm forgetting what it is. Apparently we're getting a trailer on Tuesday. Fuck, for what movie? Shit.
On Tuesday?
One of the guys I was with yesterday told me. Hold on. Let me go to a 2024 list and see if it'll jog my memory. Joker.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
Apparently we're getting a Joker trailer on Tuesday, which I know a lot of
Is that
people are
confirmed?
tuned out of. But I'm still locked in.
My prediction is that the trailer is gonna be more a teaser than a trailer. Like it's
Yeah,
gonna be like a
for sure.
30 second
like
quick.
100%. Yeah.
Like a quick one shot thing, like them walking into the screen or something.
It might just be legit, like how they were like revealed her voice last week or whatever, and that looked like it might just be like the video version of that little scene.
Yeah, I can. When does it come out? Is it? I can't actually remember the date of it.
End of the year. It's like October, November.
Oh, is it? Okay, so yeah, it'll be like a tiny season then, won't it? Realistically, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'll be the teaser, and then probably around like early summer when like the blockbusters start hitting will be when they get their big trailer to show before all the movies.
Yeah.
But now we'll jump into movie news. So we're all very happy to hear that Dune Messiah is officially in development at Legendary. I mean, we all knew it was coming, but it's nice to hear that it's confirmed and locked in. So I think we're all excited to see it. We all did go back to our review of Dune 2, one of our more higher viewed episodes, because we all did our prediction on when Dune Messiah would be releasing. I can't remember what they were, but it'll be interesting to see who's closest. I know I was definitely the furthest out. I was 2029.
Yeah,
I think you were 2020. You were 2030, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cam was like 2027, which is or 2026,
Dude,
which is just wrong, Cameron.
Shit.
Although I hope you're right, Cameron, but you're wrong. You know?
If I'm 33 when Dune Messiah comes out, I'll throw myself off a bridge.
Oh, you're old. It's crazy.
Well, yeah. We'll see when it comes out. James Cameron said Dune 2 is pure cinema, so maybe that's the reason that Legendary is finally like green light. The king of the box office has spoken. Lisan Al-Gaib. And the reason we were predicting Dune 2 to come out so late is because Denis Villeneuve has a lot of other stuff in production and also just the books in general. There's a massive time jump between the two. So we knew there was going to be a little bit of breath there. But Denis Villeneuve, he already has Cleopatra in development. He already has that other one with the weird name that I can't remember.
Rendezvous with Rama.
Yeah, there we go.
What's the nuclear one?
Yep, and then he's also set to direct Nuclear War, a scenario. It's a film following the events that would happen if a nuclear war begun, based on information from interviews with military and civilian experts. Yeah, I agree. I hope, because it's clearly a project that was already in motion that they then now have attached to Denis Villeneuve to. I hope the first thing he does day one on being on that production team is says, we're scrapping this title, guys.
No. Take away a scenario, but I think it'd be funny.
No, nuclear war would be fine. A scenario is so cool.
Scenario.
Like now we got Civil War. Give us nuclear war, and then
just have the name scenario. A little Sicario scenario, double feature action.
Cool.
But yeah, it kind of sounds like just from like the quick little one sentence synopsis is like the same vibes as like Civil War, but it's not Alex Garland, so it's gonna be way different. It's just kind of like Alex Garland's like a what if we have a Civil War.
I feel so bad for him, man. That guy's getting
why is he getting shit on?
He made he said a few like whatever things, and Men was I thought shit.
Yeah, Men was bad, but
like he made Annihilation was good. Ex Machina was really good. Like,
he
wrote 28 Days Later.
Like why his writing isn't critique. So Alex Garland was a writer long before he ever was a director, and then now that he kind of directed 3 films, and I was like, I actually don't love filmmaking. That's like that's just a red flag in the filmmaking.
It's stupid thing to say.
Community where people are gonna just rip you to shreds.
Why?
It's the same reason I don't love that's like why I said in the Discord the other day. It's the same reason I don't really love like Javier Dolan and what he stands for. Because like if you just make movies and you're like, no one's watching this shit, I'm gonna stop making it. So like it's like, well, you clearly weren't like a fan of the craft in the first place.
Yeah, but Alex Garland is basically just saying I prefer to write.
No, they're different for sure.
Alex Garland's not saying like I don't fuck with filmmaking. He's just saying I prefer to be a writer as opposed to a director. He's like,
I think he's better at.
Yeah, no, I agree. But he's not complaining about the success. Like Javier Dolan was complaining about like no one's watching my probably like no one's watching my films. Why would I do this if no one's what I mean? Probably like guilt tripping, whatever. But Alex Collins like I just think I prefer writing. I don't really love
which I think which is great. Which is also like kind of it was taken out of context when that went around Twitter where he's like falling out of love in filmmaking, which I guess is like a weird thing to say, but he did very much say in the interview like he not only is still going to keep writing, but he has a couple like still stuff he's directing like that's in the works is coming out. So it's not like Civil War's his last hurrah or anything. But even I think he was also like a novelist before screenwriting. So he's like always been like a writer by trade. Like he and then he kind of just jumped into directing. So who knows? Maybe like a studio kind of pressured him to be like, hey, you should try like manning up a film. You've been writing such great films with 28 Days Later and Sunshine that give your own spin. And I've only seen Ex Machina and Men. I didn't hate Men, I didn't like Men, but I didn't like absolutely despise Men. But I loved Ex Machina, and I still need to see Annihilation, man.
Annihilation's fucking cool.
Annihilation.
Yeah. So, but he's still gonna be working.
Tyler, you've never seen Annihilation, right? That's what
never.
Dude, I'm not spoiling anything, but the whole movie is very science fiction. Obviously, it's a fantastic science fiction journey. I think it has one of the scariest scenes in any movie
with the animal thing.
Yeah. Every time, dude. There's a reason it scares the shit out of me. I'm not going to tell you why because I want you to like experience it firsthand. But shit, you not, man. It is so frightening.
Okay, it's a really good film. I really like Annihilation.
I'll be ready for it.
It's so good.
Some other first looks we got this week. So we already talked about kind of the first look at Harley Quinn's voice. We got a first look at Christian Bale and Jessie Buckley and Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride. Seth, thoughts?
Well, I don't know. It's one of those when you're always. I'm kind of like obviously a bit. It's a remake, isn't it? You're always going to like the whole bag. But then again, it's like because obviously I love the original so much. But then again, Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale is like
that's a duo, bro.
That's a duo. That's
a
crazy
duo.
Yeah, and also at the same time,
that's like when Tyler, George, Seth, and Cam linked up for the ReelTok Podcast episode 1.
That would be a trio.
That's generational.
Quadro. Yeah,
that is generational.
So I'm a bit like a tiny bit skeptical, but at the same time, I'm also a bit optimistic because I don't know about you guys. I really liked The Lost Daughter. Yeah, I was a big fan of The Lost Daughter. I thought it was really, really good. It's on Netflix, George. I think you quite like actually. Yeah. Olivia Colman slaps. So and obviously Jessie Buckley was in it as well.
And Paul Mescal and like a very minor role.
Oh, yeah.
And Dakota Johnson.
And Dakota Johnson. Yeah, it was a good cast. I just forgot about that. But so I'm intrigued about it. I think the cast is who
does Maggie Gyllenhaal write her movies? Or does she just direct?
She wrote. I think she wrote
The Lost Daughter.
She's right. Yeah, she's writing this as well. Okay. Well, she's not Mary Shelley, who was writing in the 1800s.
right?
But she and then Annette Bening's in it as well. Shout out Josiah. That's like his goat right there.
Naiad.
Yeah. Oh, Penelope Cruz is in it as well. I fucking love Penelope Cruz. Oh yeah. I'm kind of in, but then I'm also skeptical because I love it, but. You can't go wrong with this cast, you know what I mean? So, who knows?
And we also, at the same time, we got, whose first look is going to surprise people more because we got the first look at Guillermo del Toro's version. We saw David Cronenberg was hanging out there, but a lot of people are kind of just saying it's like they're where he's living right now. So people are like, temper your expectations. He's probably not in it, but if he's in it, that'd be pretty freaking cool.
Because I saw one of the publications say they put like, Guillermo del Toro with the cast of Pinocchio and Guillermo del Toro, and in the cast they put brackets, and David Cronenberg was included in the brackets. So I don't know if that actually means he's in the film, which would be fucking weird, but cool.
I mean, as the biggest Crone head, that'd be sick if he's in it. So that'd be awesome. But
that's one of my favorite like long-term ReelTok jokes right there. The time
I've seen like 4 films from like the Cronenbergs together, but so. It's kind of interesting. Like even when the casts were revealed for both those, they're kind of like the same time as well. So it seems like they're like unspokenly doing like a little bit of like a tit for tat. Like one person give some news, and the other production's like, "I'll throw out like this picture on set." Like it's kind of funny. Like
maybe it's the same film.
That would be
maybe it's like a duo
crazy
collaboration. That'd be crazy.
That would be. Then first look that looks bad is Mufasa. Barry Jenkins. We have strayed so far from God's light.
Oh my god, that looked so funny.
It looks.
If you
Right,
zoom
it looks
in-
worse than I
You
thought.
zoom in on Mufasa, his shoulder is dislocated. I
Yo,
don't know.
maybe he fell over or something. Maybe that's part of the story, George.
I mean, maybe that's why it
Not-
became he
Dude,
got
Yeah, I heard
knocked
about
up by Scar, young Scar.
it looks worse than I thought it was going to look. It looks. I mean, obviously, it's just pictures, stills from a Twitter format. But
Oh,
it,
no, I'm fully judging this movie based on one.
I mean, you should be because the
However,
Lion King. I thought the Lion King was terrible, awful.
It is
I still
terrible.
haven't seen it, even though it's like it made like almost $2 billion. But
Yeah, but this will make like $2 billion as well. Just
Okay, you know what's a funny
I'll
conversation?
clarify. We're talking about the live action Lion King. By the
Yeah,
way.
we're talking about the live.
Yeah,
Coming
yeah,
up
yeah,
horrible,
yeah.
very liberally or that.
I did the one of those TikTok trivia videos, and one of the questions was, "What is the highest grossing animated film ever?" And the answer is Frozen 2. I got so many comments saying, "Well, it's actually the live action remake of The Lion King because technically it's entirely animated."
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because I only get a few comments about that when I didn't list it in a video. I can't remember what it was.
I wouldn't, even if it's entirely animated, you can't call a movie live action and not
True.
and try to argue.
They're shooting
against
themselves in the foot. Yeah, they call
Yeah.
it live action, so it's their own fault. Whereas, like, I always feel weird saying like Coraline is my favorite animated movie of all time, even though stop motion is animation. But like, that's just something like most people will be like, "That's not animation. That's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
clay
same like Wallace and Gromit, like
Claymation.
Mad God and stuff like that.
right." It's just tough. Like those are just borderline cases that it's kind of tough to categorize. But for a little bit of comic book movie news, Craig Gillespie is in talks to direct Supergirl. He previously directed Cruella and I, Tonya. Have either of you? So George, you've seen I, Tonya. I don't think Seth's seen either.
Yeah, Cruella's been in my watch list forever. I still
The
even
one
I
with
really
the-
like Cruella, but I
Emma
also
Stone?
love Emma Stone. So
Okay.
Yeah, and I really love I, Tonya. I think it's one of maybe the 10 best sports films we've ever seen. But obviously, I have a very interesting opinion to sports movies. But yeah, it's a weird choice. I think I don't know. It's very like why he's got no experience in like comic book movies.
Maybe that's a good thing,
Yeah, maybe it is a good thing. Maybe he's gonna bring like an interesting eye to it. But I don't know. It's a very interesting choice.
He did Dumb Money. I didn't watch that. To be fair. Apparently, Lars and the Real Girls are really, really good. I haven't seen that. The
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
Gosling one.
Ryan Gosling, right?
He did that as well. Apparently, people that's really, really good. I need to watch that actually.
That's
There's
the one where he like falls in love with a sex doll, right?
like a robot. Well, yeah, like something like that. But
Yeah.
apparently, it's good. So that's maybe positive,
Fucking goals, man.
yeah, I really like Cruella and I, Tonya. I didn't really love either of them, but I really like both. I think even both 3.5. So I think it's a solid choice. I don't think it's like someone I'm like, oh yeah, there's a home run, but it's also in talks. It's early stages, but I mentioned it because Twitter kind of had a field day with it.
Twitter.
Twitter
has a field day with everything, dude.
that is facts. Final bit of news is Toy Story 5 is now going to be releasing June 19th, 2026. So
boo.
So Toy Story 4
It's good.
is way worse. It's way worse than the original trilogy.
It's good.
But I still like it. It's like a 3-star, 3.5 maybe.
I
It's
think
not
it's
fun. And I think Toy Story 5 will be the same. I think it's not going to be nowhere as near as bad as Lightyear was. I think it'll be better than that. But I bet it'll end up 5th in my ranking of Toy Stories. But who knows? Maybe they have something fresh. I don't think it'll ever eclipse the top 3, but maybe it can pass Toy Story 4, which is like the highest hopes I would have for it.
Which is still good,
Yeah. I mean, Pixar. It's rare Pixar makes a bad movie. So
It is. Well, recently, not so much, but it is rare. I get it.
yeah. So now we'll get into the mini movie Jeopardy.
We should say Julia Garner, shout out. She's really, really good. So stop whining.
Oh yeah, So what's the official name of her Silver Surfer?
I don't. Is that ever been in a film? Is that character ever been in a
not film, but comic book? There's like 2 different
book.
names of Silver Surfer. So we're not comic book guys. I'm sure Cam will be able to get in there, but so she's cast. I think she's great. The whole cast of Fantastic Four with her in it, but so she's cast as Silver Surfer, but they still have said that the main villain of Fantastic Four is going to be Galactus, I believe. So
the guy with the helmet, is that the one I'm thinking?
Yeah,
of?
so who has not been cast yet. So I don't think she's going to be as big of a role as Silver Surfer was in either the Fantastic Four in 2005 or Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, but she'll be in it and it'll be cool because I think she's great and happy to see her get more work. She was in like this movie called like Hotel something.
Royal Hotel. I didn't love that.
Yeah, I didn't love it either, but
He was great.
I like to see her get more work. Yeah. All right, let's get this Jeopardy going. All right, I almost just shared it with all
I'm so dialed. This is prep for my trivia 10.
I almost just shared
Oh
it.
shit, you did trivia 10 today? You
Yeah,
are right.
just so everyone knows, I'm recording Trivia 10 right after we do this podcast. So if you don't hear
Oh,
from
the
me,
excuses are flowing.
yeah, if you don't hear from me on Monday or Tuesday, it means I'm
Oh,
buried somewhere.
okay. I thought you were about to say that that's the reason that you're not going to be good because
You're
you're
not gonna do
recording
well,
our
yeah.
podcast. I was
No,
about to
I'm,
call
di-
you.
I'm dialed. I'm locked in.
I think it helps doing
I'm
after
so
podcast.
locked in. It's unbelievable. You have no idea.
We only
Real
had two
box.
categories because I didn't want to spend a lot of time doing
Real
this, and we already
box.
had a pretty packed episode. But Real Box is just Real Talk letterbox questions, so about
Oh,
our
I'm gonna
letterbox and ratings. And then Movie Connections is going to be, the movie, one movie name leading into another movie name type thing. Now those are fun.
They are
like.
fun, but it's hard. I've got
Yeah.
like one right.
I think mine are pretty easy though. I'm not as creative as the other guy that makes all these for us.
Yeah, he
but
smashed it. To be fair, some of his were like,
he's right. Like George Carmi Goth is all-time Real Talk.
oh, that was all time. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
so let's see. Yeah, so we will start with let's see, is it share my screen? No, if I go over there. I was gonna say we'll just flip a coin, but Seth, you're going first. Wait, no, never mind. Yeah. You can go first, like pick a category, but it's just so you can pick a category and then it's a ding, say it out loud, ding. Wait till I'm done reading the question. I didn't make them in Jeopardy format. Like, what is because fuck that, but
just say the answer.
it's just 10
that
trivia.
confuses me when we have to say that.
I know.
I'll go real boxed 300.
If you say ding before I finish reading the question, I will not let you answer the question.
But what if there's a delay?
Deal.
Although I don't know what that would
already
make.
making delay excuses.
There's no delay.
There is, to be fair, when we do this, when you listen back, there is an obvious delay.
Ding.
When we do it.
Remember, if you ding and you don't get an answer, you're losing points. So Real Box 300 is what you said?
Yes. So you have to read all the question. Yeah.
Tyler's favorite animated film is rated a 4.5 by Seth, but Cam hasn't seen it.
Ding.
Wow.
George.
Fucked myself. Is it Coraline?
Yeah, I just literally mentioned that. So
wow.
Yeah,
I actually didn't know. Cam hasn't seen Caroline. What a nerd. That's crazy.
Well, so George, I think, removed his rating on Letterboxd, but Cam doesn't have it even just like logged as watch. So maybe he's seen it, but he kind of had that
shit. Yeah,
it's been a while, dude. I removed my rating from so many movies on Letterboxd that I just haven't seen in so long.
It's so good. I watched it recently. It's so
Coraline's so good. It terrified me as a kid, mesmerized me as an adult.
All right, I'll go Real Boxed 200.
This romance is a potential Real Talk collection member, but Seth still refuses to watch it.
Bing.
Seth.
Hers
indeed.
I actually had that in our Discord raffle like 4 months ago or some shit.
I'm just so behind on my Discord raffles because shout out, join our Patreon. So let's see. Join our Patreon. Thank you for being a patron to all that you are. But so we do a Discord raffle, which every week we kind of shuffle up all our Discord members and one person recommends a movie and then you kind of do in a chain. So you recommend a movie to someone, they recommend one for you. I'm so far behind. I have a backlog of like 8 international films, and I obviously have no issue with international films, but like, it takes like, you have to be like a little more aware and into it to like read subtitles and be into it. And like, I've been recommended so many of them that I've just like 8 logged up that I just cannot burn through my backfill, but I'll get there eventually. So Seth, it's back to you now. What question?
Real Box 500. We're getting these.
You guys are scared of the movie connection.
I am scared of the movie connection.
George and Seth both removed their reviews for this directorial debut that Tyler rates at 3.5.
I removed my review.
I removed my review.
Like you did, like your rating. Like your.
Oh God, I was gonna say. I was like, what the fuck? That's tough. That could be like. That's actually
directorial debut.
Remember, you lose 500.
I've got one. I've got one.
All right, try it. Ding for you.
No, I don't want to ding because I'm not dinged.
Okay.
I think I know, but I also don't know.
We'll give you guys 10 more seconds to ponder.
Can we have a clue? Like both of us, like just a minor clue, if we don't get it in time,
It's a directorial debut.
Thanks for that. It says that there actually. It's not really any help. Give me a clue.
Hold on.
I think I might have a guess.
I'll give you a hint in 10 seconds.
Okay.
Hold on. Directorial debut. I removed my rating from so many movies.
Yeah, same. I went through it quite recently, so I don't.
But Tyler gives it a 3.5.
I know what this is, but I don't want to say it. Did I remove my rating for this? I don't know if I did.
I'm lost.
The hint is, I don't know if it still is, but at one point in time, one of the films from this director was in the ReelTok collection.
This is definitely fucking not what I was thinking about. Then doesn't matter. This is like absolutely like no way is what I was thinking about.
I think it might still be in it. The Real Talk collection.
Oh!
It for sure was at one point in time.
I'm honestly at a loss. I'm truly at a loss.
All right, we'll quit it there, so none of you lose 500. But the director was Sam Mendes. The
Oh,
movie was American
Beauty.
Beauty.
Oh shit! Do you know what I was thinking, Tyler? I was thinking mid-90s. I have no idea.
Oh yeah,
Damn,
I don't know, George. Did you movie review from that one or rating? I
Of
know you rated it
mid-90s,
highly.
I
But
think.
mid-90s, I do give like a 3 or 3.5. So that would be a.
That actually would have been. So what if I got it right?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, it wasn't.
No, I didn't remember rating.
You haven't
so
seen it though, have you? Yeah, I remember it.
I didn't remember rating.
So it's still at Seth for picking the next one. We're 300, 200. George with the lead, very close.
I'll go into movie connections. I'll go 300 movie connections.
2 soldiers go on a mission of a lifetime just to find out they're back in high school again.
1917 again.
Oh, that's yes. I got that as soon as you said it. You bastard.
I was thinking, I was like, what the fuck is
I knew it was 1917. I was like, which one? Fuck,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, 1917 has been talked about a lot on this podcast today,
Yeah.
so I was like worried that one would just be too top of mind now.
I was thinking, I was like, what's pairing with 1917?
Yes.
I'll go movie connections 200.
After escaping their awkward high school years and finding their first love, they embark on a vengeful quest to kill all those involved in their trial and imprisonment in this sequel.
Huh?
Wait, no, that's not
I
right.
think I know the second movie.
Yeah,
don't
I know the second one. I don't know the first one. I'm out. I might have to.
hold
be
on,
out.
hold on. After 5.
I think you might be thinking of a different one for the second one if you both are thinking the same
No,
thing.
I don't know if I do know the second one because I think I am thinking of a different one actually.
They embark on a vengeful quest to kill.
escaping their awkward high school years and finding their first love.
Oh, Old Boyhood.
Nope.
No.
No, that's not that. Well, I can say this now because Jordan. That's
we-
not Old Boy. That's not. I thought it was Old Boy, but it's not. It's definitely not.
What do you
Old
mean
Boy.
to kill all those involved in their trial and imprisonment in the sequel, and then
don't
after
think that's
escaping their awkward? Oh, that's nuts.
I don't know.
And the old boy would have to be first in that situation.
Yeah, I had Old Boy first, and I looked at it. I was like, "That's not Old Boy." Show me, Tyler. I don't know. I'm going to guess it.
Super Bad Boys for Life.
Oh, fuck off.
Super Bad Boys
Oh
for
my
Life.
God.
I haven't even seen it.
That's insane.
Fuck's sake.
Old Boyhood works there. I stick by that.
Old Boy.
I mean, it would work if it was
God
flipped
damn.
order. So
George.
George lost points, but he still has the lead. What do you want, George?
I'll take
Still you.
movie connections for 100.
A girl leaves her family in California to start a new life in Gotham City. Really?
What?
Remember to ding in before you say the answer.
It's the first one is the where I'm
Yeah, the first one. This could be any film. Surely, there's so many films that. Well, this is embarrassing. This is 100.
I mean, I feel like Gotham City narrows it down to not many films.
Well, yeah, Gotham City obviously narrows it down, but it's the first part. What? The first part is throwing me off. The first part is really throwing me off.
Man,
It's not. Yeah, it's not the second, but it's the first film. I have no idea.
A girl leaves her family in California
That
to
could be
start
anything.
a new life in Gotham City.
Yeah, Gotham City isn't the issue here. It's the first part.
All
I don't
right.
know.
I guess we'll leave it there. The
Wait,
answer:
wait.
Lady Birds of Prey. Lady Birds of
Oh,
Prey.
I knew it was. I thought it might be Ladybird, but I didn't know. I honestly haven't seen Birds of Prey, so I didn't know.
I
it was in
wasn't
Gotham.
thinking of Birds of Prey. I was thinking of a Batman movie.
I was thinking of Joker or
Damn, and I had Lady Bird in my head.
Lady
That's
Birds of Prey. No one gains points. No one loses points. We have 4 questions left.
a
It's
good
a
one.
close race. George, it's still your turn to pick category.
I'll go real boxed 100.
Yeah, you guys are like, fuck those movie connections. Are getting out of there. Real box for 100. This mystery movie is only rated 5 stars by Cam, although no one gives it less than a 4.
Ding.
No.
Seth.
Knives Out.
Oh, wow. That was a
Did you
great
put
pull.
that?
Seth.
Wow.
That actually is. I thought that's hard, and I feel like you should give me more points for that.
That's
one.
a crazy.
Yeah,
clip.
because when I was reading that question, I was like, damn, this is very vague.
I was thinking of like Avengers Endgame or something, and I was like, "There's no way Seth gives that a 4 or above."
Yeah,
I'll go.
Seth shortens the gap. We have 3 questions left.
I'll go. Real box. Fuck that. Fucking.
Yeah.
Real
Real box for 400.
Yeah, I'm
All
so-
4 of us on the podcast are very split on where this story of a crucial galactic battle stacks up.
Oh,
Oh, I know.
I
I think I know what this is, but I also don't. So I don't want to lose.
I
a
have
point.
2 movies in mind, and I don't want to fuck
This
this
is a
up.
neck and neck race, 400 to 300. Losing points here at this point, with only 2
This is
other
what
questions left.
I think I might know it, but I also just because we are very split on this film.
Yeah, it's one of 2 films.
Is it? I think it's maybe one. I can't think of a different film. Maybe see, this is the issue. I can only think.
You
of
got to
one.
risk it for the biscuit. You're down.
All right, I'm gonna risk it. Ding.
George.
Oh, fuck.
Don't say.
What is Rogue One?
Rogue One is right.
Yeah!
One is right.
I thought
It was either Rogue One or like
The Last Jedi. I thought it was the Rogue
I
One.
was gonna say Return of the Jedi.
I had a 50-50 split, and I was like, you know what? Tyler would give us a Rogue One question.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So we are at a very interesting spot right now because basically, if Seth gets the 500 and no one gets the 400, it's tied. If Seth gets both, he wins. If George gets any of them, he wins. So there's a lot of ways we can go, but George gets to pick 400 to 500.
All right, let's settle it right now. Let's go movie connections for 500.
All right. So if Seth gets this one, it's tie game. If George gets this one, it's over. If no one gets it, it's also over. So Seth, you really need to get this one.
Good luck,
Movie connection 500. A raunchy mercenary hero takes up a new profession in Chris Pratt's upcoming directorial debut.
Ding.
Seth.
Deadpool man.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Deadpool man.
Wow.
Woo, 800.
I haven't seen either of those films either. So
Well, Man's not even out. So
you gotta give me some credit for that shit.
yeah, that's why I put it in the 500. Kind of like it's not even a movie that's out yet at this point.
crazy
Clutch.
I can't believe you.
I basically just looked at Letterboxd's most popular movies and I was like, what ends or starts? with
I
something?
just knew Paul man. I was like, what else would end in Paul?
That was fucking crazy.
All right, so we're at 800 going to this final
shit.
question.
This is crazy.
I think I'll go with I'll go with movie connections 400.
So now remember, whoever gets this right wins. But if you ding in and get it wrong, you could lose by proxy of getting the negative points, and then the other person just stays at 800 and says, "Hey, I win." So think twice before you ding in immediately. A devious university student with bad intentions finds a disc containing memoirs of a former CIA analyst.
What?
For the win. A devious university student with bad intentions finds a disc containing memoirs of a former CIA analyst.
I have no idea.
I'll give
I
you
think I
guys a
know
little
one
more.
of the films.
Just
I think I might know one of the films, but I'm not sure.
Man, I am lost. I don't know any of them.
A devious university student.
I
with
don't know the
bad
first part.
That's
I
the
have
one
no
that's
idea.
throwing me off. It's the
finds a
no
disc
idea.
containing memoirs of a former CIA analyst.
I have no idea what the first part at all. Like literally no clue. You might have to.
I'm still mad about Old Boyhood, just so you guys know. I'm still thinking about that.
I don't even have a guess. I would guess, but I don't have one.
This
so.
university student with bad intentions.
Can we have a clue? Because it's like it's
Finds
the
a
decider.
disc containing memoirs of what the fuck?
It's
I
the
mean, both-
decider. Yes, it was a clue.
Both films are from this century.
That doesn't really help me. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's very vague.
Both films. Fuck. I'm trying to think of like fucking college.
I feel like I know the.
One of the films is from this decade. So the 2020s.
Oh, I think I know the second movie.
I think I know the second film as well. I don't know the first one.
I don't know the first
The
one.
first film is the one from this decade.
Oh,
I am so wrong. man.
I figured I'd make some click there for you guys. I had to make sure to unclick that.
and
real
I'm
quick.
absolutely not right.
Yeah, no. Can we have another clue? Maybe.
I think now I think I know the first one.
You know the first one. Have we both seen the first one, Tyler? You can say that, surely.
Yep.
I don't know the first one.
I think I know the first one.
Devious university with bad intentions finds it. What?
Can Seth and I work together right now?
I'm not giving much help. I have no fucking idea.
Okay, my
So
thought.
you both have seen the second one.
We haven't seen
you
the
both
bit.
have seen both. You both have seen both. Yeah. I was verifying the second one, but yeah, you both have seen both.
Can we have a different clue? Because this is really
Second
hard.
one's from 2008.
Huh?
First one's from 2023.
Okay, so I definitely know the first one.
I don't know the second one. I don't know. I don't know
I
either of them.
absolutely know the first one. Okay, so that's
Wait, 2008 and 2023, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I don't know the first one. And then maybe I'm just being stupid. There's only one movie from last year that takes place at a university.
Have I seen this film from last year that takes place in university?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
What are we doing?
Can I say, Tyler, did I rate this film positively? Is that a clue?
I'm gonna pull up. Let me just pull up the letterbox pages for both films and see what you guys are.
I think George knows the first film anyway, so he knows
I think I know the first film.
You may just tell us what we rated it, maybe.
I'm gonna start with the second. So the second film is rated a 3.5 by Seth and a 0 by, or not rated by George.
A 0. Crazy. 3.5. This is
the second film. The second film.
A devious university, dude. What are you doing?
People are screaming right now. Actually, if you are, then fuck you. This is hard.
Wait, George has not seen the first film.
Oh, then I'm so beat. I was thinking, okay, then
it's very popular, very popular.
I haven't seen the first film, and it came out last.
Can I ask what I rated it, Tyler? George might know that.
Mm-hmm. You rated it not high, not low, somewhere between a 2 and a 3.5.
Son,
that doesn't.
I don't know. I thought it was The Holdovers for a second. That's what I was thinking.
I haven't seen that.
Then I'm beat. If I'm being honest, I have.
Is this a big film, Tyler? The first one, like a big film.
Yeah.
I
that I haven't seen.
Is it okay? Can we? This is going to be like this. We're getting crazy now. But can I have the genre of the first film?
I mean, people tell George to watch the first film. He hasn't seen it though. I'll look up what the first genre on Letterboxd.
Primary genre.
Primary genre is comedy, but I wouldn't agree that it's comedy.
I got legit.
What the fuck is this? Can I have another clue on the second film?
I'm so worried about giving a clue that's just going to give everything away.
Yeah, but we need to have a winner. So, like, you may as well just,
Second one features George Clooney in the cast.
See, that's the film I was thinking. But then I thought of that film originally because that's the...
If you're thinking of the right film for the second one, I think the first one would be unlocked for sure.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'm not thinking the right film for the second one. Then.
I think I know the first one. The second one.
Oh my god.
No, I don't know. I think I have my years
This
wrong.
is Max Lord edging.
This is insane.
George Clooney, it's not.
This is insane.
No, it's not that.
It's not Michael Clayton because I think that was 2006.
I was thinking of Michael Clayton as well first.
Yeah, because I think Michael Clayton was 2006.
Definitely not that.
It's not Oceans, is it? It's not one of the Ocean Cells, is it?
No, none of the Oceans.
I was gonna say because what matches with that?
But Brad Pitt is also in the second.
Dude.
The second what?
Second movie.
What is
not an Ocean film though, but George Clooney and Brad Pitt are in it.
I'm beat.
I've seen this.
I'm beat.
It's clearly a tie at this point. We're just gonna have fun and keep going until someone's gonna officially.
Can you say? I've got a good idea.
Slowly giving hints away.
Can you say the letterbox averages for both?
That's a great little subtle hint to give. So the first one, the letterbox average is 3.4. Second one, 3.6.
That didn't help me at all. They're so like not low, not high.
The first one, the one from last year, is almost a member of the 2 million watched club.
Wait, I must know this because how would I not?
You've seen both.
Saltburn After Reading.
There you go. Finally, Saltburn After Reading.
Oh,
Saltburn After Reading.
That's absurd.
Oh, God.
That's so funny.
That's crazy. Like that. I know for a fact, George, you've had so many people be like, "When are you gonna watch Saltburn? When are you gonna watch Saltburn?"
Dude, I was thinking like Holdovers, The Edge. I was like, what animated movie is about a CIA agent?
Oh, man, that'd be a great connection. I'm gonna think of a connection in the future for the Holdovers, The Hedge, like over the hedge, like mix up with the Holdovers. That'd be sick. That was a lot of fun. That last one was great.
Yeah, that was good.
Slowly revealing notes. So in episodes where Cam's been gone, where I've made trivia, so George won the first one, Seth won the second. So we're at a 1-1 tie. So next time Cam's gone, we'll do another head-to-head and see who can win the series. But that is everything for today's episode of Real Talk. Fun episode, diverse episode. We got 2 movie reviews. We got best action films of all time. We had a little mini movie Jeopardy trivia, kind of everything wrapped up in one. But that'll do it. On Wednesday this week, we're gonna have a Q&A episode for real quick. So I'll be published for everyone. Our patrons have asked us the questions that we're gonna be answering. So make sure you become a patron if you haven't already. But thank you to everyone who is a patron, especially our executive producers, Stefan Johnson, Sean Morales, and Stefan Nieberek. And if I'm pronouncing any of those wrong, please hit me a shout out. But we have 3 executive producers active right now, and all of them have, we have 2 Stefans, and Sean is just Stefan without a T and an F. So something about that name is just based. But with that, that'll do it for the episode. Like I said, Q&A Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we're doing a fun draft of the best movies with 7 or more words in the movie title. So very long movie title names. I think probably like a year ago now, we did like best like 1-word titles or something. We've done best, titles with a number in them, but now we're going to do best titles with 7+ words in them. So it should be fun. And then this week on Patreon only, Queen of the Trap House 1 and 2, directed by Jeff Profits. We talked about in this episode people like, Javier Dolan, Quentin Tarantino's quitting after 10 films. All these people are just like hanging up the boots, Alex Garland. But Jeff Profit has made like 20 films that have like 7 logs on Letterboxd, and they're like feature-length films. So he's just a king. He does it for the love of the craft, love of the game, love of the trap. But that'll be on Friday. We're reviewing those. And yeah, we have a little cult in our Discord who are big fans of Jeff Profit. So if you want to check out the Patreon and the Discord, make sure you go do that in the description down below. But with that, we will see you Wednesday with a question and answer. Peace.